Are we live? I do believe so. Wonderful. Move this over. Ooh, that's not what I was supposed to do. Don't mind that. Just moving around the place. I meant to move my my window and not my not my actual screen. Here we go. Good. And then we'll get ourselves a nice Abbott projector and I'll do a couple stretches. Make sure we're all loosey-goosey for there is multiple things to talk about today. Multiple things, exciting things to talk about. But in any case, hello everybody. My name, if you don't already know it, is Josh, and we are going to be continuing Fire Emblem Three Houses today, on the cusp of a Pokemon Nintendo Direct, which came out literally like an hour ago. I watched it, and then like immediately went to start streaming. So it's all fresh on my mind. But we will continue with Fire Emblem Three Houses first of all, via just came through this cutscene. The last time we played this game yesterday, we managed to go through the super hard, super long battle that took forever, and now we're here. So we'll continue.
I would like for you to take your students into Kingdom territory to eliminate some thieves.
They stole a hero's relic from House Gautier of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus.
Hero's relic.
The Lance of Ruin.
If you don't remember what those ones are, they're the big old special blades for all of the nice main characters to
Their leader's
wield.
name is Miklan. He is apparently a disowned son of House Gautier.
If you remember, Gautier is Sylvain's house. He was the orange guy who's quite tall and suave. Why must the church eliminate him?
This skirmish involves a holy relic, and is therefore more than a single noble is capable of
And
resolving.
so immediately with the execution. Lovely.
Heroes' relics are immensely powerful weapons. We must meet this threat with adequate force.
How adequate? Adequate being the banhammer.
Unfortunately, most of the Knights of Seiros are away from the monastery, purging the apostates of the Western Church.
Right.
So we are entrusting you with this mission. After all, you wield the sword of the Creator.
Do
which
not
is more
worry,
than
my.
capable of opposing any relic.
Don't worry, my bro.
The Sword of the Creator is a powerful weapon well beyond the other relics. You have nothing to fear.
Okie smoky.
However, to ensure that no harm comes to the students,
you have something to
we
fear.
will also send the monastery's most skilled individuals to aid you.
And who is that?
I must remind you that you are expected to conduct yourself in a manner befitting the wielder of that holy sword.
Bro, you cannot think of a better wielder than your boy the professor.
Also, you should know that Professor Hanneman has been looking for you. That is all.
That is all. Thank you.
Professor, I heard about our mission for this month.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, we have to take some fucking thing. It's alright.
A thief with a hero's relic is worrisome. But with you at our side, I'm certain we can handle him.
Love you too.
After all, you have the Sword of the Creator.
Yep.
It was allegedly wielded by Nemesis, the King of Liberation.
Nemesis, Resident Evil's own villain.
If the legends are true, you hold the power to stand against entire armies. A band of thieves should be nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Even the
Say
most
it again.
elite Imperial forces or the Knights of Seiros could not hope to defeat you.
It would never come to that. Why does it matter?
I'm just marveling at the potential. Besides,
of
your
course.
power does not lie solely in the Sword of the Creator.
Yep.
You are stronger and more terrifying than you realize.
That's the weirdest, most terrifying compliment you could give Edelgard. Jesus.
Professor,
You
when
are
leave
more
the
terrifying than
monastery,
you
will you
leave.
still think of yourself as my teacher?
Well, I don't know, maybe. If we left the monastery? What are you thinking here, Edelgard? If we left the monastery.
Never mind. I'm being thoughtless with my words.
And tactless.
For now, let's just focus on the problem at hand.
Good. Oh my god. So many cutscenes. I want to talk about Pokemon.
Specifically, that you are able to awaken the Sword of the Creator's power. Thusly, it seems the true nature of your crest has been uncovered.
I want to talk about Pokemon, but this is actually quite important. Our
I have,
crest.
of course, seen your crest before. However, at first, I failed to recognize its true nature.
Right.
Eventually, it dawned on me that what is visible is perhaps merely a small part of a greater whole. In other words, your crest is too significant to be detected when using normal instruments.
And therefore we must go to the kazoo.
After this discovery, I began researching crests that might fit that description, which allowed for a temporary hypothesis. However, I could not be certain.
Oh
The
my
crest
god.
my conclusions led me to was far too unusual.
Hanneman, please just get to your fucking point, mate.
A crest thought to have disappeared from this world in the millennium since the fall of Nemesis, the King of Liberation. The Crest of Flames. That is what you possess.
The Crest of Flames.
Your ability to wield the sword of the Creator has unequivocally proven my hypothesis.
Cool.
A legendary power, dormant since time immemorial and now resurrected. There can be no doubt that this ancient power resides within you.
Are you saying I'm a cool kid? Because I already knew that. Oh, Edelgard is curious. Fine, yeah, let's go say hello to Edelgard. God. Someone's choking in there. Is that a ghost? Who could that be?
A ghost, perhaps? No, that is
Ghost.
surely not the case. What is that look upon your face? I am no ghost, if that is what was on your mind.
Didn't we say that she was a ghost or that we were a ghost the first time we met her?
No. Who's there?
It's the prof,
Professor.
the big teacher.
What are you doing here?
You were yelling. I heard something. Something weird.
Perhaps I was talking in my sleep.
Lovely. That's a good thing that normal people do. I think
So you heard me then.
I might mumble in my sleep. I don't know. I definitely snore.
Yes, it was a nightmare. I've had them since I was a child.
Oh, since Benny the Bear was taken away from you. Sad
Stupid,
times.
pointless dreams I can't control. It's terribly frustrating.
How terribly frustrating your dreams are. Anything I can help with, being your
No.
professor?
They're just worthless dreams of the past.
Fine.
Talking about it won't change
Bunk
a
me
thing.
off then. You can trust me with anything. For
had a
I am a
feeling you'd say
teacher.
that. I suppose I could try.
Please, go ahead. Tell me about
Only
Benny the
if
Bear.
you swear not to tell a soul.
Do ghosts count? Because I've got a kind
I
of ghost
appreciate
goddess
it.
in my head.
I dream of my older brother, paralyzed, helpless. My older sister crying for help that never came. The youngest babbling words beyond meaning.
See, I know she said she was having nightmares, but it's still quite depressing for the start of a
I
stream.
see my family dying slowly, waiting in the darkest depths for a glimmer of light.
Jesus Christ. I thought it was gonna be like, I don't know, spiders or something. That's normally a nightmare, isn't it? Like being dropped out of an airplane or like spiders crawling
I
around.
once had 10 siblings.
10?
8 older and 2 younger.
Jesus. 10. Father must have been pretty potent then.
Such a large family, and yet I became the heir to the throne. Do you know why?
All the other ones died.
Every last one of them was crippled by disease, or lost their mind, or died.
Jesus Christ.
I was the only one left who could inherit the throne.
How could this happen?
Things kept getting worse. The darkness kept getting darker. In the end, I was the only one who survived. The nightmares are a reminder to never forget, to never allow such terrible things to happen again.
Sorry, how can you not allow someone going insane or disease? How do you stop that before it happens? Never again.
Even now, I'm the only one who can carry the weight of the Adrestian Empire. The future of the Empire, of everything, depends on me. I shared more than I intended to. I suppose there's something in the air tonight.
What? In the air tonight. Oh Lord.
I've never told
I
anyone
feel
about my past
coming
before.
in the air
Please.
tonight.
Forget I said anything. Sleep well, my teacher.
Oh, I will now, knowing about all 10 of your siblings dying. Or all 9 of them, if they were 10 in total. Great, good job. Wow. Wonderful. Wow. You gained motivation from that, sharing horror stories. Whose birthday is it? It's Manuela's birthday. Have some flowers, Manuela. Thank God. Okay, good. We can explore now. Yes. Which means... do we want to do some of the supports? God, everyone has to support with everyone else. I will do a bit. I have things to do. Such as talk extensively about things most people don't particularly care about. However, we're going to explore the monastery. So, what has happened is that there was a Nintendo Direct. Stone, you don't understand. So there was a specific Pokemon Direct that was announced like yesterday for today or something like that. It was a very quick like announcement. And I didn't even know what time it was, and I searched it up, and it was literally like an hour ago. So I quickly, I brought it up and looked through it, and
Or is it you?
two games coming out: a Diamond and Pearl remake, called, and I shit you not, these are the names for it. It is, I believe it's Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Those are the things. So, you know how it was like for the Gen 3 remakes, it was Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. That sounds pretty cool, right? Okay. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Not so much, if I have to say so myself. I'm just gonna say that right now.
I could use a hand.
Check out the sauna. Whoa. There's a sauna? Oh, is this this looks like it's DLC. You can imagine enjoying it at the sauna where you're both showing you above and improve your physical condition. Relax is all about overheating. Both participants will see improved results in faculty training or instruction they receive during this moon. Ha. Choosing stay longer warms carries up a little, while choosing increased steam will warm them up a lot. So the goal to increase, choose leaves apart the sauna. The gauges will fill up as the unit gets warmer. The goal is to reach the black line, which indicates when the units become relaxed. Okay. Become relaxed and glow before... Okay, I see. Because they're too warm and it's all in risk of overheating, getting dizzy. Visitors will end. Okay. If the protagonist leaves the sauna feeling refreshed, it has glow bound to no scene improved blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. See a bigger... Okay. Cool. Bring someone to the sauna with us. Cool. Anyway, so yeah, so they announced the... Well, first of all, at the start of the Direct, they had this really cool kind of... what do you call it? It's like vignette, I'd say. They like doing this, especially with Pokemon. Or just for any anniversary, because it plays on the... Hey, it's... someone's room. Lovely. The art of fishing. It plays on nostalgia, and so what they have is they have it was like Pokemon through the years. They did like, I think they did that for Mario as well. They did Mario through the years, so they did the same thing but with Pokemon this time. And it was awesome. Like it's one of those things where depending on like what what kind of video games you grew up with, you have a certain
I'm not secretly eating cake.
I want some of that cake. I'll take your word for it.
You're getting pretty good at talking through the door, Professor.
Thanks. It's a weird thing to say, but thanks. But yeah, I say, like, depending on what video games you grew up with, you're, like, if any, what am I saying? I never know anymore. Depending on what video games you grow up with, you have a certain sense of nostalgia, obviously. And so I grew up with Pokemon as one of the first video games I played, Pokemon Platinum specifically, which is why a Pokemon Direct centered around Sinnoh, which is the world that Pokemon Platinum and Generation 4 in general is centered around, is very near and dear, at least to my heart. And so that first bit is always very cool. I always get it sounds really weird in relation to video games, but whenever there's something that brings up any kind of nostalgia, like if they did a history of like Sonic, or when they did the history about Mario or something, when you play upon someone's emotions of nostalgia around a video game, at least to me, I always get like goosebumps or something, and it's very it's really weird because it's like, man, it's a video game franchise, but it's a part. Some people have certain things that they connect to certain like parts of their life as very like, this is an important part of my life and I remember it through this or something. So what's this about? Oh, I will protect them. It's like if you were like, I don't know, you remember, did I not plant the, oh no I did, harvest. It's like, if you, let's see, if you want to be if you want to be like an astronaut, because you watched, I don't know, The Martian, or something, like you were young and you want to be an astronaut when you grow up, and you watch The Martian, and then your mind will relate, or always relate, The Martian to your dream of being an astronaut, and your dream of being an astronaut is centered around that movie, and therefore you remember it. And like whenever that's brought up, it's this feeling of what you were thinking at the time, and your thoughts when you watched The Martian was being an astronaut. And therefore, if you become an astronaut, or you see someone else become an astronaut and tell their story or something, you're reminded, or that movie reminds you of that feeling. And so I feel like when I was younger, certain games, because I have a very bad memory. I have such a bad memory. It's almost like it's almost impressive how bad my memory is for like long-term events and short-term events, just any kind of events really. But yeah, when and so I can't remember like events in my life very well. I can't remember if I did this or did that, or if I said this or I said that. But I can remember games. Almost playing video games is how I can tell someone about my like my own like timeline of of how I was in the world, or what I've seen in the world, that kind of thing. And so I remember, I don't remember anything about being younger, not really anyway. But I remember playing Pokemon Platinum. I remember playing Sonic Heroes. I remember playing all of these games, and because almost it's like because I've lost, because I've forgotten who I was before, kind of. Seeing those games or seeing that franchise, it like reminds me of like, I don't know, who I was. That sounds very weird. That sounds a bit too I don't know. But I don't know what kind of tangent I went off there, but anyway, that's why whenever I see those kinds of things where it like plays off of nostalgia, exactly, it especially resonates with me. Like, people use nostalgia a lot.
What does that mean? Could it mean that you're a descendant of Nemesis,
people use nostalgia a lot, and a lot of people tend to dismiss nostalgia as a, yeah, we all get nostalgia and it's all, but like, when people talk about nostalgia, at least I like to think when people talk about nostalgia, they really do think of nostalgia as, this was the point in my life when I did this, when I did that, and then this one memory is centered around that feeling, and that's why I am always so happy when this comes up, or I'm so much more invested when this comes up, because it's a piece of you it's a piece of you in your past connecting with the person you are today. And I think that's why nostalgia is such a great, like, lots of people are saying, it's just a nostalgia trip, or you're just playing off someone's nostalgia, and that's like, I don't know, they seem to think of it as a negative thing of it, or it's like a cheap way of getting video games out or getting money or something that kind of thing. But it's like, who cares? If it's nice and people derive enjoyment out of it, who fucking cares? What? Like,
Why is that fish so
anyway.
still? Wait, is it swimming sideways?
What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, you could say the same thing of what I just said, but what the fuck are you talking about, Flane?
Perhaps it is resigned to its woeful fate of being plucked from the water and eaten. Professor.
Okay.
You were so outgoing with all of the students.
I just sat here and you
I would
talked
like
at
to
me.
have more opportunities to connect with you. Though I'm certain my brother would disapprove. Might
What's your
you help me
quest?
with a favor?
The objects are scattered on the ground in front of the saint statues. Okay. So anyway, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so the first vignette was talking about nostalgia. Oh, it was not talking about it. It was played on nostalgia, and so I very much enjoyed it. And then they talked about Pokemon Snap, and I enjoyed Pokemon Snap. I played. Oh, sorry, I didn't play. I sometimes I feel like I play something that I don't actually play. Well, I shouldn't have done that. I should have waited. That's fine. And so I've seen like someone play through the entirety of the first Pokemon Snap, and it was quite cool. And they had some nice, cool things. Damn, that's a lot of things we just got there. Yeah, and so they had a lot of cool new things that they've added in. Like you can, once you've like taken a picture, you can what can you do? Once you've taken a picture, you can like edit it and like add stickers and stuff. And that's really cool. Which is nice. Did I get perfect on that? Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, so that was very cool. And then they went on to the actual announcement of video games, and the two video games they announced, and like it was only like about 20 minutes of the direct. But they announced a Pokemon Platinum remake, which was Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. I mean, not Platinum remake, a Sinnoh remake, which is Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Which is still quite funny to me. And then they did a new Pokemon game, which was, again, it's set in Sinnoh, the Sinnoh region. But it is, hello Gatekeeper.
Professor. Nothing to report.
Nothing to report. It's set in Sinnoh, but it's like far back in time. It was like
never realized
like maybe around the start of when Pokemon. Anyway, basically the whole premise of the new game, I believe it's called. Oh shit, what's it called? I need to search up. It's something Arceus. Let me search up. Pokemon new game. Arceus. But it's about your. So the main premise of it is that you are Pokemon Legends. It's called Pokemon Legends Arceus, and you are your whole thing in the game is building material regardless of everything. Cool. The whole point of the game is you are making the first ever Sinnoh Pokedex. That's your whole that's the whole thing. So it's set in like, I don't know, old timey Japan, and so everything looks super cool. And it's a very cool take on Pokemon. And I'm glad that they're doing something new, because I felt like at least the main Pokemon franchise games were getting very stale, because they were just kept on doing the same thing over and over and over again. And so I'm glad they're trying to refresh people's palates. You know.
I knew I could count on you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I don't know what. Oh, can we
Hey there.
There, okay. We'll repair stuff. Nice. Yeah, so that was cool.
Is this it?
And yeah, I'm glad that finally. Yeah, I'm glad finally that Pokemon have started branching out. Everything looks cool, but it's also because of that.
Is this it?
There
you go.
It almost annoys me, because they did all of this for Pokemon.
There you go.
And they didn't even post a they didn't even post like a message for the Zelda anniversary, which I find baffling.
Is this it?
Pokemon is a very big franchise. It's it's the
back
biggest franchise.
anytime.
Just I'd say the second biggest behind Mario in terms of franchise. But it's a I guess it wasn't a Nintendo thing per se. It was more of a Game Freak thing. And so they do their own thing. But still, it's baffling that someone
I could use your help.
at Nintendo didn't even consider even posting like a message. It's very weird. At least to me, it's very weird that they've done that. But yeah, so the Pokemon thing definitely hit it out of the park. I must say, along with the names of Pokemon, Brilliant Diamond, Brilliant Diamond.
Professor, please leave Sylvain
Uh,
alone for the time being.
Leave him alone. No, we're bringing him with
The
us
thing
on
is,
the squad.
The bandits leader who stole the relic is Sylvain's disinherited older
Yeah, I know the story. Don't worry. But yeah, it's like Pokemon kind of hit out the park.
Hail,
These very well.
Professor. If I may introduce myself, I am
Here's Gilbert, by the way.
My life has been
He's
spent as
Annette's
dedicated
dad.
knight. I am to accompany you on your assignment.
Yeah, Pokemon hit it out of the park. I'd like to say 2 new games, 2
I
in
may have
Sinnoh,
slowed a
a
step
new
in
main
recent
game, and
years,
a remake,
but I
both
pledge
announced
to
at the
you
same
the full
time,
extent of
coming
my
end of
abilities.
2021 and start of 2022.
No,
It's,
Professor. The pleasure is all mine, I assure you.
It's interesting because yeah, Zelda didn't get anything like that. They only got Skyward Sword as a remake, not even in its own like special, like this is what Zelda was, which I find surprising.
Someone from House
But
Atier, one of the Kingdom of
the-
Fargus's noble
the
families,
interesting thing
is
about
causing some sort of commotion.
the Sinnoh remakes is that
What a
I'm not
complete
too sure
disgrace
about the
to nobility.
graphics. I'm not too sure about the style. Like they try to keep it as close to the original game as possible. And so, but they haven't gone with pixel graphics. They've gone with like a kind of like pseudo, almost chibi like overworld. And then because the main battle thing looks quite good, but because everything in the overworld looks quite chibi-ish, I don't know. Who knows? What are you talking about, Anna?
Sorta. It's
Oh yes,
for sale, is it?
the thingamajig, whatever it's called. What is it called? Soul of the Creator. So yeah, I find it quite interesting how Nintendo go about like their business and that kind of thing. I think it's always interesting seeing at least what companies hold in high regard compared to what fans hold in high regard. You know, these guys stop talking in the fucking corner,
For a
creeps.
hero's relic to be stolen, it's unheard of.
But yeah, that's my opinion on the Pokemon thing. I think it was a very good. It was only 20 minutes, and yeah, all of it was
Also quite unheard of.
like I think it's because it was specifically a Pokemon thing, and they had two releases in one franchise. It's always a very good it's always set up for something good. But on top of that, it's a Sinnoh remake, which people have been asking for ages now, and a new game again set in Sinnoh, but with a new premise, along with Pokemon Snap as well, which is of course its own returning thing. It's a very good recipe for success, you could say, and so I'm very glad that they managed to get something good in there. Yeah, so good for them. Shame on Nintendo for not doing anything about Zelda. I must say, people were making jokes how it just looks like Pokemon were like, okay, let's just make Breath of the Wild but as Pokemon, which is what Pokemon Legends Arceus looks like, and then like Link's Awakening but as Pokemon, which is what the Sinnoh remix look relatively like, I'd say. But yeah, anyway, that's what I have to talk about with regards to Pokemon. I talked more about nostalgia than I did about Pokemon, which is quite funny.
Instead, it held the sword of the creator.
What could it mean? But yeah, well, no, it's interesting. I'd like to think.
Western Church holds the title of bishop.
I'd like to know what
That's not as distinguished as an
they
archbishop
do
such as
with
Lady Rhea,
Pokemon
but it
Legends.
still
I think that's
comes with a
definitely the
fair
more
amount of If someone in that
interesting
position
or intriguing
plotted an
about
assassination,
everything that was
I
released in
cannot
that
help but think
Pokemon
it must have been
Direct.
instigated by
Mostly
some
because
outside force.
we
There
already
are
know what's
bishops
going
in
to
the
come with the
Eastern
Sinnoh
Church
remakes,
as
so we've
well.
played them all before. And then Pokemon Snap is, yeah, we know what Pokemon Snap
Both
is.
the Archbishop and the Leicester
Oh.
Alliance, so their ability to voice grievances is
How's
quite
the
limited.
thing? Whoops, I think the Well, give it a second. The, the stream just froze on me. Hasn't happened in a while, my god. Give it a second. Let me just bring it back up. You won't be able to hear anything for a sec. You should hear my beautiful voice though. Man, when was the last time we had one of these? I think it must have been but like Zelda was the last time. There we go. There's the picture back. Make sure it's the entire screen. Yeah, that's good. And then let's bring back the old audio. Should be good again. And put it down to that. And we should be hearing things. Wonderful. Good. Anyway, so yeah, that's why I think it's Pokemon Legends is everything more interesting of everything that was announced. It would be especially interesting to see how they go about with the story, because they're finally acknowledging Arceus as the god of Pokemon again. They kind of just announced it in Sinnoh, and then they just forgot about, you know, the god of everything for a while. And so I'm glad they're bringing it back. They're, you know, adding to their own lore. I think that's good. It's always cool when people go back on their own lore and like flesh stuff out, because most of Nintendo's big like hitters like Mario and Pokemon, they don't have very in-depth lore. You must say, you don't really know what comes about it, which is like, you don't need to have it, because for most of the time, is the screen tearing? No, it's fine. Because most of the time you're not playing it for story specifically. But I'm glad that they are adding to the lore of Pokemon, especially with how they've like set it up, the lore of Pokemon. They have like stuff like Arceus, and they just never talked about him again.
That wasn't
It's
Lord
very good.
Rodrigue, was it? House Fraldarius is a powerful noble family
Lord
linked to the founding of Fargus.
Let me take a sip of water because I've been talking for way too long consistently.
Lord Rodrigue, its current leader, is a magnificent warrior. He's known as the Shield of Fargus.
Oh. Ah. Hello? Man, does it cut out again? That's not supposed to happen. Oh, how's... Huh. I don't... Oh, it's... The music's back. But not so much the picture. Don't know why this keeps on happening. Sorry about this. Even Streamlabs is how it's not having a very good field day today. It's like, oh god, too much stuff happening at once, please. Okay. Let's hope that this is better. And yoinkers. Eventually, sometime in the future, I'll get a better capture card. Eventually being the very quintessential part of that. So do these guys. Oh, it's Felix's dad.
You acquitted yourself honorably last month.
Thank you.
To think they'd go into the Holy Mausoleum and assault the Goddess Tower.
Crazy.
I cannot imagine the Western Church was acting on its own. Someone must have been helping them.
But whom?
As for the masked knight who escaped, his days are numbered. I hope we find
How
him
numbered?
soon, so I can kill him myself.
Wow. Much like the rest of the church, Catherine, you are very much up for just killing people all the time.
I am Rodrigue Achille Fraldarius. I bear the great honor of serving as a lord in the kingdom of Fargus.
I see.
I have come in Margrave Gautier's stead to retrieve their stolen relic. However, as I hear it, a group of students is to attend to this matter. I sincerely hope no harm comes to any of them.
Bro, don't worry, I'm in charge of them. And if anyone knows something, I'm the best, so...
I can't believe my own brother is the leader of the bandits. House Gautier is my true home. And his. Please, Professor. He really is one of the worst people I've ever known. But we still...
Man.
We share the same blood. We're still family.
I feel that in my soul. My god. We're gonna have old Sylvain help us in the mission ahead. And he's like, yeah, oh yeah, I'll go help you kill my own brother, sure. It's a bit like the same thing he did for poor Ash. I know it looks bad that we're bringing bring forth a lot of people to kill their own family or to witness their own family's death. But it's all in the name of learning. You see, it's all in the name of learning. I'm a bastard. Anyway, can we go in any of these? No, we can't. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I find it cool that Pokemon's finally going. Ah, we can look at some graves. Wow, cool. But who is this? Time has worn away the name, which is now illegible, resting in the warm embrace of cherished memories. Indeed. In any case.
Professor?
So yeah, that's cool. I don't think we'll hear anything from anything Nintendo for a while now. They've kind of announced everything that's going to happen in the near future. As always though, it's very interesting to see where video games will be and where video games are heading towards with stuff like these. And yeah, I definitely think that Pokemon definitely did a good job with this direct.
I don't think I could choose a side.
Sometimes it always seems like
what if it's some kind of powerful weapon? I want one too. I know relics aren't
in any
easy
case,
to come by,
yeah, I
I'd
was just
still
trying to
like
think of
get my
what
hands
Casper
on
would
one.
like in that situation. Yeah, it's interesting because it's always like sometimes a lot of the time people like to think that game developers and game companies and just you know, people in general don't really know what their fans want, and so it's always nice to see a gaming company give everything people wanted and then something else, and then it's like nobody can complain now, and if they can, then they shouldn't. I'm of the opinion that they should never ever consider themselves a video game fan. If you're given everything that you wanted to be given and then still find something to complain about, that is when I have to hold my hands up and just say, please don't, like, you know, don't act like you have an opinion on the matter, because you don't. You only have a negative like viewpoint on everything. Like, I'm a pessimist, but I can tell when, you know, being a pessimist doesn't mean to be ungrateful, you know.
How important can that stuff really be?
I'm not sure.
Personally, I don't even care that I don't have a crest. I'll take muscles over crests any day. Heck, I'll take muscles over a hot meal. Actually...
Hot meals. I've had more hot meals than you've had hot dinners. Wait, that's the same thing.
Aristocrats are fools.
But yeah, I like to see someone try and find a negative about, or like find something that they're actually annoyed, like they hate, and
of drama to keep things interesting.
like something like concrete, like because the stylistic choice of Diamond and Pearl remakes, like I don't really like them. It's been one thing that it's just a kind of maybe not.
What do you mean?
Oh no, okay, whoops.
I thought school, but since you...
Oh, I can't even give her anything. God damn it. Whatever, fine. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what I was saying. I never remember what I'm saying. What I need to... Encyclopedia of Sweets.
Hey, that's mine. Thank you for finding it.
Why is there an encyclopedia about sweets? Is there an encyclopedia about everything? Is that just a thing that happens?
The Alliance is governed through round table. First and foremost is Duke Regan, the Alliance's leader. Joining him are the heads of House Goneril, House Gloucester, and House Ardelia.
Wow, what an Ardelia we've gotten ourselves into.
Margrave Edmund. These five each have voting power in the conferences. Before House Edmund, it was House Daphne that was counted amongst the five. However, it is said that the head of that family relinquished their vote to House Edmund.
God, dude, you talk forever. Jesus. Long spiels, that's what they do. Fucking loads of long spiels about lore. And I get it, we need to know all about our things.
Professor, if you're heading to the kingdom, I would recommend taking a coat. It's chilly, even at this time of year.
Thanks, Annette.
It also rains a fair bit.
It's adorable.
Don't get caught out there without protection, or you're sure to catch a cold.
Don't get caught out there without protection. Good. You know what? And now, let's try and get you on our side. Here, have a flower, I guess. Did you like flowers? I can't remember. You have loads of flowers, so have a carnation.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And have a rose, I guess, too.
Thank you so much.
Mostly because I believe you're a healer, and you know healers are quite nice. Support? No. Can we get support to everyone? Yeah, we can. Look at all these goddamn supports. Look at them all. It says we can get support with Hilda, but I don't think so, because we can't give her anything. But then again, maybe we can. Huh, maybe we can get Hilda on our side. Confusing, because, I don't know. It looks like we can't, but then we can. Cool. Anyway. What was I talking about? I never know what I'm talking about. Ugh. I know I was talking about things I definitely don't know what the answers are. The good thing is that it's just nostalgia because I have some of it. I can talk at least from experience.
You certainly got the look for it.
Because God,
I sure do wish there were more nobles like
when I was talking about whatever it was I was talking about yesterday, I was
a mercenary. So very mysterious.
Definitely out of my depth.
How could a girl ever get enough?
You ever think that, I don't know, it's very hard to judge about whether or not people, like, you get stuff like, you listen to a podcast on something because you want to care about someone's opinion, or you're interested to see other people's takes on it. And it's like, I don't know who's, see how they put it. They didn't.
Were you using magic?
Okay.
I've heard you weren't, but it's torture not being able to go inside
it's interesting to see who people consider as more reliable as a source of opinion than other people, you know. Like some people will say, I value Kim Kardashian's opinion for whatever reason. And if you do, that's fine. Just saying, for whatever reason. But if you talk to someone else, they'll be like, no, I think Kim Kardashian's opinion is fucking stupid. And I'd like to, it's interesting. Mercedes.
Familiar.
Didn't she say that about you? Anyway. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. I'd like to
Church. They believe in
see,
the goddess,
as in like what equates to what people think is a good opinion or not, or like what kind of person you have to be for someone to think of you as like someone who holds a good opinion that you want to listen to and be reliable about, you know? Because with someone,
Hero's relics are incredibly powerful.
Please be on your guard. Don't worry about
be
it.
on your guard.
With what am I talking about? I don't know. I don't remember. Yes. Okay. Yeah. If you say, for whatever reason you do value Kim Kardashian's opinion, I would like to know why specifically. And this isn't just like a why as in like how could you? Because you know, fucking like you know, I say you know way too much. Like whatever kind of opinion you want to like. I'm not here to tell you what you shouldn't and should like. Although I should be like, no, that's a stupid opinion, and then like denounce you as a people. But yeah, I'd like to know what, like, this is terrible in terms of commentary or whatever. When you're thinking of someone in terms of these guys are reliable, it's like, what is it? Just because if they're famous and that's how people have weight, like because Kim Kardashian is famous, you want to listen to her opinion? I don't know, because you listen to the opinions of politicians at least now and again because they're in charge of people. You know, they can actually change something. Is it because someone like Kim Kardashian can also change something? That's why. That's a problem. I want to help any way I can. Why don't you ask him yourself? I don't know.
Okay. I doubt there's anything I can do for him, but I figured I'd ask anyway.
Don't worry, Leonie. I don't know what you're talking about, but something about Dad, probably. Old Gerald. I know, but yeah, I do think it's because Kim Kardashian is famous that people are like, oh, okay. Yeah, let's go and I don't know.
The Crest of Flames?
That's just our opinion.
Yes, the actual
But it's like,
Crest of Flames.
why is it that popularity
No,
means that they're
that is
more,
quite enough. I should
I
compose
don't
myself.
know, that they're more
I
reliable.
must
It's a
remain
bit like
objective in
today.
my research. Objective,
So I have a liberal arts seminar every Friday, and liberal arts, if you don't know what it is, no one knows what it means. But it's like a course which covers a whole lot of just like humanities departments, and it's basically kind of like a debating club, but more so like a kind of thinking about how identity or like society, that it's a bit like a sociology kind of thing. I don't know. But today we were talking about science and like flat earthers and stuff, and like how sorry, let me make this choice so we can continue the story. Yeah, there's quite a lot, so I just compose myself. Objective professional. I respect your self-control. Yeah, whatever.
The scandal of the Western Church troubles me.
So yeah, so we were talking about flat earthers and science in general, and how it's interesting because as always, like, people tend to very quickly denounce someone if they're a flat earther. And I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I'm not saying necessarily you should, because at least if you can find someone who can actually hold up an argument with you, isn't just shouting or whatever about who is right and who's not, I'm sure they would. You could always see where their logic comes from. I like to think in any kind of normal intellectual debate, you yourself can debate whether or not a debate about whether or not the Earth is flat is an intellectual debate. But you can kind of see where their logic is. With like, I don't know, the horizon like falls or whatever, and like you stand and everything's straight, or I can't remember what the logical points of, but I mean, you can see that most of the time, or some of the time, or some points that they make do have like a foundation of some logic. But then it's like when I'm saying like a lot too many times. That's the thing I should stop doing, but I can never do that. I can never do it in time. With someone who takes the word of a celebrity over the word of a scientist or something, like say if I don't know why I keep going back to Kim Kardashian, but say Kim Kardashian was a flat earther, and so you base all of your all of your knowledge is on what Kim Kardashian says, and she said the Earth is flat, and so you're like, okay, fine, the Earth is flat, and then someone's like, well, why do you think the Earth's flat? And you say because Kim Kardashian said, and then they're like, why do you think the Earth is round? It's like, well, because scientists have said, and it's like, it's almost the same argument, but you know, one. But it's definitely not. Okay. I'm digging myself a hole here. It's definitely not the same argument. It sounds like it's the same argument, but one has evidence and one doesn't, obviously.
If he's not in his room, then surely
but
someone has seen him.
When you ask a scientist how they know something, they can show evidence, and then, but most of the time it's just like, because I know. Like, a lot of, visit to Gerald.
Something to ask of you.
Find Gerald. Sounds good to me.
I have something to ask of you.
And there's nothing here too. Take on more mission assignments to go head on to the battlefield to further hone your skills. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's interesting.
You must be rather bewildered by the power that was hidden within.
Yep. I was bewildered by the power that's hidden within that dress of yours there, Rhea. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
However,
No? Okay.
Know that I believe in you. I have no doubt that you will use that power justly. You will most certainly fulfill the grand destiny that the goddess has seen fit to grant you.
Thanks. Here, have an anemone.
I appreciate
that. Oh, there's two things.
May I ask a favor of you?
If I'd agree to join you for tea. I like how there's a literal quest from Rhea that says, invite me to tea. That's funny. Oh, we're going straight into tea. Oh, I see. Oh. Wow, we can only give her tea of the saints.
I'm pleased to have been invited.
You're welcome. I mean, I wasn't necessarily inviting you, more so you just said, I'm coming now. And that was it. That's fine. Nice cape you got there. Talk. Oh god. Here we go. Question dialogue. The existence of Crest, I'm counting on you. A new gambit. I'm counting on you? Okay, good. She wants us to rely on her, basically. She wants us to, like, be indebted to her, because she needs to be in power in this situation, you know?
Yes.
Fashion Cat's our first meeting. She likes, our first meeting, maybe? Fashion? I don't think she likes fashion. Our first meeting? Nice. Oh. Oh god, it's very hard to tell. And then finally, the last one is...
Yes.
You seem well. Gifts you like to receive. Food and dining hall. You seem well. Sounds like a good one. There we go. Perfect.
Have confidence. I truly believe you can lead your students down the right path.
Thank you. Does that path lead to your... Oh. Laugh. Haha. Oh. Whoops. I should have recommended.
How quickly this delightful
Whoops.
time has passed. However, we must return to our work.
Okay. Thank you. Charm increased by 1.
I
Nice.
appreciate your effort.
Thank you. Thank you for the tea. Renown increased. Good. What's your other quest?
May I ask a favor of you?
Maybe. Find 2 students in your assigned house who are struggling with life in the monastery and give them herbs. Give them herbs to help alleviate their issues. Okay. That's probably what Bernadetta and not Bridget, Petra, maybe, I'd assume. Any who's it?
Well,
Totally.
Professor, are you looking for Captain Gerald? I just saw him in the Knight's Hall a little while ago.
The Knight's
He was
Hall,
talking with
thank
a
you.
female knight, but I didn't get a good look
Female
at who she was.
knight? What kind of gallivanting is he off to? Where's the Knight's Hall? It's down over here. It's Knight's Hall. I can never remember. This is Knight's Hall, right? No, this is the Western Church. Where are we going? Map. Ah, okay, that's Knight's Hall. Oh, it's Catherine. I see. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to see what people value over other things. I think it's just interesting studying people, isn't it?
Something about visiting a grave.
Ah, yes.
There's a graveyard attached to the monastery, so you'll probably find him there. I can't remember where the graveyard is, but I bet Sedith knows.
Don't worry, we know where the graveyard is. Oh. Right. We have to go back to Sedith, I see. Why do we have to go back to Sedith? That's fine. It's a bit like seeing like what people value the most in other people. That's quite interesting to know as well. No.
Ah, graveyard.
It's
of course I know it.
It's interesting, at least to me,
it can
because
be a little hard to find. Would you like me to show you where it is?
Hard to find people who are
very well
exactly the same in terms of everything that they do. Like, if everything is complete, like, I don't think you can ever find someone who's completely and utterly the same as someone else. They can share a lot of the same opinions, but they would never be the same on everything. I think it's human nature to be individual, or it's human nature to argue with someone. Yeah, to be combatant against someone else. Like, you will never be completely and utterly compatible in terms of, like, well, I mean, sorry, that's not really compatibility, but you'll never be the exact carbon copy of someone else, which is both interesting and like a recipe for disaster, because it always means that we will it will always lead to an argument somewhere down the road. In any case, Gerald's here. I want to ask you to join me, but I couldn't find you, so here I am.
I was thinking we should visit your mother. She She's resting beneath this humble grave.
Wow, it is rather humble. It's about the same as everything else. Why is her grave here?
Oh, of course you would ask that. I wouldn't know where to begin.
Man.
I suppose I haven't talked much about her.
No, we haven't talked much about anything, to be honest.
She was gentle and smart. Oh, so smart. A wonderful cook. Always kind to everyone.
Wow.
And she loved flowers. Whenever I brought her back an unusual flower, her face would light up.
I love flowers.
I cherish those memories. I can't count how many times she made me happy just by smiling.
Oh, man. Oh,
feels. She smiled the most when she was pregnant with you.
Oh, feels.
She died right after you were born.
Oh,
feels. Able to spend much time with you.
Oh, feels.
She loved you with all her heart. That's the truest thing
I
know. Never forget it.
Jesus.
This ring is the only keepsake I have.
Oh.
In time, it will be yours. One day,
a beautiful ring.
I hope you'll give this ring to someone you love as well as I love her.
Well done. You have
Gerald. Ah, it's interesting. Father figures and just parent figures in general, you don't get too many of in video games, and if you do, sometimes they aren't done to, especially with like creative characters or characters that you're supposed to project yourself onto, or like to create a character off of, like this kind of base professor, like you are the professor and then Gerald is the dad of the professor. But yeah, I think it always helps when you add voice acting. I think voice acting really helps with getting across someone's kind of emotion and viewpoints. Like you can have. That's why I always think that when people say the movies are good but the books are even better, I mean they probably are, but I like to say, at least in like how voice acting can get across.
You guys have it bad in your own
I don't know. Voice acting can get across so much more emotion. If something, then something just. Of course, they have to be well voice acted. But
With all
I think,
that happened last month, a great many knights were dispatched to the Western Church.
Oh, really?
And now we must set out for the Eastern Church, located in the far east of the Leicester Alliance.
I think that's why you can get away.
I wish it wasn't in the
not really get away, but
nowhere.
you can have something like pixel art, or you can have things which are, at least video games, which aren't exactly the most taxing in terms of like hyper realistic, the best 4K graphics you can find. But you can still have the same kind of emotion. Isn't that the show on the faces of like the actual model, but more so just like the voice if you have a voice actor. I don't know. Yeah, films are going tired out of practice. I wish there was someone around here with whom I could dance really intensely. Dorothea? Yeah. Okay. Sounds about right. Would you like to read a note from the advice box? I would love notes. I spend almost everywhere in this monastery, but lately I've been wanting to try sleeping outdoors. Like a hobo. Do you know where someone can sleep under the stars? The Archbishop's beloved Star Terrace? No! Fuck. I'm good with advice. It's my turn to clean, but I'm feeling under the weather. Even writing snow is strayed. I need to get someone else to do cleaning for me. Who should I ask? Ask Lorenz. Fuck Lorenz. Oh, I should have said Mercedes, but I want Lorenz to do all of the dirty work because he's got a dumb haircut. Anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about. Shit, what was I talking about? It was something about something, about an opinion on something, I think. Oh, it was like voice acting in video games, but I think I've done for that point. But it was more so a collective point about coming back around to parents in video games. God, whenever I start going off on a tangent about something, I always branch off into other things. so many times to the point where I don't remember what my original point is, and then we're just kind of sat here with like, thank you for rambling for the last 20 minutes. What was your original point? I'm like, I just shrug. I don't know, something about something. But yeah, it was about parents in video games and how most of the time they're just kind of blank slates. Like you get like the parent, your like mum in Pokemon or what have ye, and which is fine. Like they don't need to be any kinds of like needed things, but in a story game like this one, and your dad, thanks, you're welcome, Flane, and your dad is like what's it called? When you complete quest paragraphs of the renown,
Need something?
When something is plussing. Sorry, I'm getting off track
this
again.
One?
Yeah, why not?
You're all set.
Cool.
This one?
Yeah.
You're all set.
Yeah, when you are in a story game, especially a story game which relies upon your character or the main character being like a blank slate, like because your character here is a blank slate, honestly. It's something. Oh, thank you very much, Westalex or Westalex for following. I hope you don't mind me continuously rambling and talking about absolutely nothing all of the time. Thank you very much for that. Very glad you've done that. I appreciate it a lot.
You're all set.
But yeah, with like a protagonist which has a kind of blank slate like this one, God, I'm sorry. You're just hearing the same guy talk about the same shit. It's like, you're all set. You're all set. You're all set. I get it. I'm all set.
This one?
This one? Riding, heavy armor, I don't know. Okay. Class XP.
This one?
Sounds good to me.
You're all set.
You're all set.
This one?
This one?
You're all set. This one?
Yeah, it's interesting.
This one?
The amount of emotion you have to put in other characters to bring out emotion in a character who has none.
This one?
If you get what I mean, as in the main protagonist in this game, he doesn't like, or he or she, they don't express any kind of opinion. They don't have any voice lines. They don't like. They aren't.
This one?
What is it? What's the word? They aren't alive in any terms of the only way they're alive is through other people like projecting emotions onto the character, if you know what I mean. And it's most of the time it works quite well, like the kind of silent protagonists where other people project their problems onto, like they are the kind of sponge for other people's problems. They are like the rock that people go to when they list off all of their
So the whole plan to
problems.
attack the monastery was some plot devised by the Western Church?
And I think it works, at least in this game, with things like the support system, where you go in battle for a long time, and then you gain support, and what they do is like the character will just kind of project onto the main character. They'll just tell the main professor about all their problems. It's pretty good. I'm sorry you feel so angry, Ash. I'm very sorry. A nice kid. Yeah, I think they do it quite well here. It's interesting because in a game like Cyberpunk 2077, I always go back to Cyberpunk 2077, and I always feel quite bad when I always go back to Cyberpunk 2077, because I enjoyed the game, just wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but certain things you can take apart, and I'd say the voice acting of V sometimes, and I think it's especially because when you're voicing a blank slate, which is supposed to be like you can project any kind of personality onto this character, it's very hard to know how much emotion you should be putting into certain words, if you get what I mean. Like if a main protagonist can be super brooding and like I don't know, super brooding and stoic, or very arrogant and cocky, and unless you like record the same line in multiple different ways, you have to kind of be quite neutral with it, which means that it kind of takes away from, I don't know, the scene in general. Which is why sometimes silent protagonists work, but then other times it doesn't work because you just have this silent protagonist who doesn't say anything any of the time, and other people have to try to, like, especially a single one-on-one conversations is very hard to do when someone isn't giving anything back to the conversation. It just seems like a character is monologuing basically, and the other one's just kind of listening, which makes it makes conversation feel less natural, but it's then easier for someone to roleplay through this character, if you get what I mean. As in, there are necessary pauses where you can like talk like out of game, or you can talk after they've said something, and then you have no problem, or you have no like fear that that's not what your character would say, because your character has a different voice to you because it's voice acted and that kind of thing. So it's like always, like everything, the TLDR is you must have a balance. That's all we'll ever say. You must have a balance. Balance. Oh, Benedetta. Have some was it herbs? Have an herb, please, Bernie. Not secretly cake, I know. Bravery herbs, yeah. Not the enlightening herbs. Bravery herbs. Herbs. Did you actually say herbs? Not herbs. Herbs are people who are too nervous to speak to others, who have the courage to strike up a conversation. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You got a bunch of, have a daffodils. Have a lavender, because that's the same kind of colour as your thing. You're welcome. Anyway. Who is the other one? It is... Oh, is it Dorothea? Or is it Linhart? Who is struggling? Oh, it's Linhart.
Were you using magic?
Yes. Here's some enlightening herbs. Herbs for... I'm starting to say herbs unironically now. Herbs for people who want to escape into the world of dreams. Ah. You're giving him weed. Or acid. I'm sure you would gladly take that.
I appreciate your effort.
Heyo. Thank you. Let's go to the sauna. Let's sauna it up. Who should you take to the sauna? I don't know.
Hey.
Can we just take... Is it only people from our... Yeah, it's only people from our thing. Should we... We normally take Bernadetta on the first thing of most things, don't we? First tea ceremony, first sauna experience. This is very weird. Increase steam. Stay longer. Oh, Bernadetta might be. Okay. Stay longer. Pairs worn up, feels really good. Stay longer. I think Bernadetta might overheat. Okay. I think we should leave. Linhart seems like he smokes weed, he just wants to chill. I know, yeah, exactly. I'm surprised he's not already on, like, I'd assume he's just always on weed.
I'm glad I asked you.
Don't worry, sauna time, baby.
What the?
Imagine that was the thing. Like, you can already just find, was it Hubert's chloroform just on the floor and you just give it back to him. So I wouldn't be surprised if you could just give back, if you could just give weed just a kid's like, oh, 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 Linhart, did you just drop your weed over here? Let me just give it back to you. I'm sure it's fine and not against school regulation. I wouldn't know. I'm not qualified for this job. Oh yes, I forgot the professor has no kind of deal with it. Oh, who are we? Have you got support with someone? We got a lot of support to get through. Who are we? That's about it to be one. Huh? Do you want to do that now? I mean, maybe. We'll probably have to. I probably have to get through a lot of these. Yeah, let's just speed through a bunch of supports today. Let's do that. Where are we going for this Benedetta support? Going down here to the left. Then we'll also try and get some supports with people not in our house because we wanna try and get everyone that we can in part of our house. I managed to do it. Where am I going? I never know where I'm going. I managed to do it when I was playing on normal difficulty. I don't know if I'll be able to do it on hard, but we're going to try and get everyone here. Oh, Marianne, I have something for you actually. I have a riding boots. Riding boots? That doesn't make any sense. Do you want to give you some riding boots? Yes, give me some riding boots. You like horseback riding, don't you?
Oh, thank you.
No, you don't. Fuck you too. God, go be tired somewhere else.
Professor.
There we go, Benedetta. A meeting in the garden, kind of.
Perfect for shutting yourself inside, don't you think?
Yes, exactly. Today when I was in my seminar, they were like, "Ah, it's so sunny outside," and I was like, "I wouldn't know. I have all of my blinds down." Definitely.
I'm glad you get it. With great weather like this, there'll be no one inside to bother us. I love feeling like I'm all alone in the world.
What made you such? Oh, I see. See, this is the thing that I'm a bit annoyed about. The way they've handled Benedetta's backstory. I really like her character and her general personality in the present day of this game, but when they talk about her, I feel like they could have done it slightly better. I don't know, the way that they do Benedetta's whole backstory. I don't know.
That. Well, I guess I can tell you, Professor. My father's obsessed with money. He's only ever seen me as bait for a rich husband. To train me to be a good wife, he'd do things like tie me to a chair.
See, this whole thing, I don't know.
I tried hard to do as he asked. Honestly, I did. But before I knew it, I just couldn't bring myself to leave my room anymore.
Why not?
I just had this overwhelming feeling of fear all the time. No matter how hard I tried, my father never thought I was good enough. After that, it was just constant scolding. He couldn't say 2 words to me without mentioning how useless I was. An unmarriageable girl. My life was isolated, to say the least.
0 to 100, yeah. 0 to 100 real quick.
So, I stopped wanting that. I was happiest alone.
Oh, I do so love the fact that we're here, and I love being alone. By the way, I was tied to a chair. Oh.
And when he tried to drag me outside, I kicked and screamed so much, I seriously hurt myself. He's calmed down a bit in recent years. His constant torment was replaced with complete indifference. He mostly acts like I don't exist now.
How'd you end up in the monastery? And do you like things like ice skating or eating ice cream or anything other than this topic of conversation?
If you can believe it, I was basically kidnapped.
Lovely.
My mother ordered an attendant to stuff me in a bag while I was sleeping. By the time I figured out what was going on, I was already here.
This whole, I was tied to a chair, I was stuffed in the bag, it's like, I mean, okay.
Well, I was sure I was going to die.
Nice.
But here I am. Look at me. Still breathing.
It's Fire Emblem, no one can have a good relationship with the parents if they do, the parents die. It's true. It's always true.
I'm sorry.
It's like,
I didn't mean to get you down talking like that about my
they can't have parents, they can't have brothers, they can't have sisters. All of them die if they do.
I told you. There there's no point in talking about myself anyway. Idiot! Oh, this is why everyone hates you, Bernie!
God, we didn't say anything. Maybe it's because we didn't say anything that she thinks we hate her. I would think that too. I mean, Thank you for confiding in me. Don't worry about it.
You're the one who would ever say such a kind thing to me, Professor.
She's crying. And the very kind thing we said was, I don't care, essentially.
I'm sorry. Please don't look at me.
You see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, very good voice acting. I just want to give Bernadette a hug now because of the voice acting. Like, I feel very bad. I just sat through that very awkwardly, but man, I just want to give her a hug. Good job anyway. Be support. Good. Good. Because Bernadette, okay, I love using her in Fire Emblem. She's a really good unit in my opinion. Right. We have 2 whole pointerinos, which means we must go to the Hall of Echoes. Not really, but I need to remember that around chapter 4 we should... what chapter are we on now, actually? Because around chapter 4 we can do the... Oh, we're chapter 5. Okay, right. At the end of this chapter, we'll go and do the DLC side story bits. Because you can kind of do those whenever, but I believe I was recommended, or I looked up online, and they're like, you can do like after chapter 4 and you won't get too many spoilers for later on, even though I've played most of this game. I always thought it was funny how she has a super sad moment and then the level up noise plays right after. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about with Edelgard's one as well. Where she's like talking about nightmares and she's like, all of my 10 siblings have died, and it's like, da-da-da-da, you're friends now. Oh great, okay, thanks, thanks I guess. What's today's special? What's the thing for today's thing? Oh, I need to... What's on the calendar? What does it say? A few schedule details. First one, dine with plenty of fish. Affects our hearts when dining with a fish enthusiast. Great. Who's fishy? Who has crabs? Wait, what? Right, let's try and get some people from other houses on our side. Should we get... Who do we like? Oh, I mean, I want Ash. I love Ash. He's adorable. Maybe we should go Ash and Sylvain, because we're taking him on our mission today. Or we're taking him on our mission this month because we like seeing speaking of people's family die in front of him. We're bringing Sylvain to kill off his his brother. Leonie, maybe. We got that Geralt connection. I don't know. Maybe I want to just have it with Petra because she doesn't have any motivation. We probably want to do that. So yeah, let's do that. Ash and Petra.
This looks delicious.
That's sandwich.
Let's eat.
Let's eat.
I would be liking that greatly.
Lovely. So much XPs. Give me all that XP, baby. And let's find a dish that Annette likes. I like Annette. Annette's one of my favorite characters as well. I'd say probably Benedetta, Ash, and Annette are probably my top 3. I don't know why. Annette's just quite nice. She's just very nice, and she shares my lack of cooking skills, which I find quite nice. Ash is just adorable. Look at his lovely little green eyes. Aw, don't you just feel sorry for him? And then I probably am the literal definition of Benedetta anyway. So, and Linhardt actually, yeah, probably share similarities between those two. I don't know if you guys ever saw the because I'm looking at Marianne here. I don't know if you guys ever played Fire Emblem Heroes, which was the mobile game, or which is the mobile game with Fire Emblem characters in it. But they did their like yearly poll. We'll go for Linhardt, Dorothea maybe. Dorothea doesn't have any thing going for her. Yeah, we'll do Dorothea. I don't know if you guys ever played Fire Emblem Heroes, but they had a.
Oh, I love this stuff. Did you know that?
Did you know that? That last bit of that line always cracks me up. I've heard it so many times. And then the "Did you know that?" Hilarious.
I like this, but it's been a while, so I'm not sure.
But yeah, they did a poll of like it was like all the Fire Emblem characters in Fire Emblem Heroes. They're like, who's your favorite? They do it like every year or whatever. And Marianne won, which is good for her. She's a cool character. I wouldn't say one of my favorite characters, but I like her. She's pretty cool. But I just find it funny how out of all of the like they do like a who's your favorite female character, who's your favorite male character. But I like how everyone's favorite female character is just a tired, depressed horse lady. That's it. That's all people want. I find it funny. Oh, nice. We got a scene with Rhea as well. Huh. What do you know? And Annette. Ah, perfect. Do we not have one with Ash? We don't. Where's my map? I must shower him with flowery gifts. Oh yeah, and Gatekeeper won the men's division. I forgot about that. Yeah. I don't know whether or not to be happy for him or be like, wow, what a meme. But he is very cool. I do enjoy him. Especially when, I don't know, slight spoiler. Where
must be my imagination.
Actually, no, I won't spoil it because I think it's not coming up too soon, but in the future. But when he's talking about a certain event and he's trying to like keep it in. He's got a great old voice actor as well. The voice acting this is great. Oh, I love it. He beat Crom and Marth. Yeah. I feel sorry. I guess I'd feel slightly sorry for Crom, but that's because the first Fire Emblem game I played was Awakening, and so Crom is my boy, my biggest boy, and Lucina is my girl. But you know, nowadays you got cool professors with sweet capes and glasses on. What are we doing? Oh, I'm showering Ash with gifts. He must like me. We must be busy mates. Please, busy mates.
That means they used Linato. What right do they have to drag a good man like him into their schemes?
Man, Ash being like angry is super cool. You never see him angry. Oh, should we give some of these to someone? A tasty baked treat. We can give that to Lysithea. I'm pretty sure she likes treats. What flower best represents Ash? A nice sunflower. Aww.
Thank you.
Do you love me yet, Ash? Love me? No. How about another flower?
What right do they?
It's also quite nice because I like using Listen, I know I brought you with me to kill your foster father, yeah, but here's some flowers. I love doing that. It's like, well, whose family are we killing today? Time to bring them along. And my favorite part is they're like, yeah, sure, I'll come with you. It's like, okay, that's cool. And then I especially like how they pay attention to detail, like that if you bring them along and you have them fight their like father or whatever, they have their own special dialogue, which is cool. Ashy, Ash, Ash, Ash. Oh, for fuck. Why won't you love me, Ash? We're supposed to be best buds. God damn it. You're supposed to... Man. Because once I get everyone together, I can start playing matchmaker and being like, yes, you should go with you. I tell you what, I kind of like Ash and Petra. It probably definitely isn't the canonical everyone. Oh, there we go. I don't know what the most. I don't pay too much attention to the Fire Emblem community. Mostly because every time I do, people fucking hate the Fire Emblem community, which is quite sad. I think Smash, Super Smash Bros. Has really poorly killed off the Fire Emblem community just because Sakurai likes Fire Emblem as much as we do. It's like, what? How are we supposed to be at fault here? That they've had 5 sword fighters in in the Fire Emblem. It's not our fault that, you know, Fire Emblem is a cool game. Anyway, what was I talking about? I have no idea. Oh yeah, but yeah, I don't know if there's like certain ships that people have which are like the quintessential ships. I'm trying to see whether they're ready to speak with me. When? Petra, you ready to speak with me? Oh yeah, you are. I just have to find your thing. Okay. How's Annette? Hello, Annette. Of course now's a good time. Now's a great time.
Hello, Professor. Do you
Hello.
have a moment?
Of course I do. Of course. What do you need?
Well, I have this book of battle tactics that I borrowed from one of the knights.
Oh yes. Please, pray do
There's
tell.
one part that I just don't understand. Do you think you could explain it to me?
Of course. Me with all of my very vast knowledge on fighting tactics and whatnot. Leave it to me.
Great. Thank you so much.
No more anime sword fighters. Dante and Sora in Smash when... Exactly! I've spoken so many times on this stream about the contradictory opinions of the Smash community. Especially about the fact that they're so annoyed when someone else gets chosen to be in Smash when the other character they thought was going to be there was not even fucking considered. And I say this every single time, so I'm not going to go over it again, but just, annoys me. People being ungrateful. God, really annoys me.
I don't get why the knights are grouping up in that forest there. I just can't see the advantage to a formation like that.
You see, Annette, okay, here's the deal. So the knights group up in this forest. In this forest, let's call it the We Want X character for Smash forest, okay? And so they all gather up in this forest over here. And they're saying, we want this character, and then we want this character for Smash. And they're all in their little forest. And you see, you're right in saying you can't see the advantage of a formation like that, because they won't get what they want. This forest of We Want X character for Smash, it will never happen. You see, in this specific, non-related... piece of evidence that I have here, this kind of hypothetical situation, if you will. The We Want X character for Smash Forest usually gets burnt down by Sakurai with his torch. And then people pretend to be, they think they can be angry because their forest was burnt down. But here's the thing, that forest was always going to be burnt down. They just chose to, live in there for no reason. When they could have lived in the nice forest. This is the agile character that's going to come out for Smash Forest. They could have lived there, but no. They choose the forest that they know is about to get burnt down and still have the audacity to be angry with it. That's what happens in it. Anyway, what were you saying?
Yay! I finally get it!
Oh, do you? Great.
You really are a great teacher.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm always happy to help.
I knew asking you was the right idea.
Yep.
I just love learning new things.
Do you now? What a nice aspiration to have.
That's why I came to the Officers Academy. I want to learn magic, battle tactics, martial arts, and well, all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
More now than I have in my whole entire life.
Whoa,
Speaking
crazy.
of, I'd better go visit the library for some research before magic practice.
Library.
Which is just before sword training.
You know I can't read, Annette. Stop fucking rubbing it in. Don't overdo it.
That's just not possible. I always find it's more tiring to laze around doing nothing.
That is surprisingly true. When I laze around in bed or do nothing the entire day, I feel really tired still.
I've never been any good at that. I have to have something to do.
Sounds
good.
good.
On my days off, I need to get up early and take care of the cleaning first, or I just can't relax. You know what I mean?
No, I have no idea what you mean, Annette, but please continue doing it, If you want to clean up my room too, on my house, on my everything, that'd be pretty cool. Not really.
But a day without accomplishments is completely wasted.
Of course, that's why my accomplishments are always get out of bed. Check.
Not to mention... Oh wait. Oh no. I was supposed to be on cooking duty today. I completely forgot.
God.
Sorry, Professor, but I have to run. Thanks again for your help.
No problemo. ...
Ah! Who put this stupid barrel here?
Good old slapstick comedy. Love it. Nice. So, I don't know what's Annette's, what do you need for Annette to be thingamajigged? Is it faith? I don't think we have very good faith. That's fine.
Professor.
It's Petra. Of course, now is a good time. Speak to me about your qualms, Petra.
Professor,
about where are you from again?
Where the meaning is here.
Bridget.
When and how is this expression used? I fell for it.
Well, Petra, have you ever heard of that common gag, I've got your nose? Or what is up, dog? What? How am I this stupid? I fell in love.
No, that is what you say when you meet the mate of your soul.
Yes, the mate of your soul. Oh, I want to use that line. Are you the mate of my soul? Do you mean soulmate? No, the mate of my soul.
The expression is, I fell for it.
Yes. Allow me to explain, you see?
Thank you, Professor. I finally have understanding.
I have understanding.
Can I ask you about another word? The one that is written here.
Please, go ahead. Is it kerfuffle?
Is something on my face?
Other than your cool kind of like war paint. Not really. I love Petra. Yeah, Petra's really cool. She's got a really awesome design. I think that's a cool thing about much of There's something on my face. Your cheeks are on your face. Gotcha. Fucking dialogue options. I have to go for this one, right? But yeah, Petra's very cool.
I know about that.
When they were first like bringing out screenshots for Fire Emblem Three Houses, and they were showing off the characters like one by one. When her design came out, I was like, whoa, she's really cool design. Oh, that she's from a whole different country, can't speak English, but has zero accent. Yeah. I also like how after the time skip, she hasn't learned any more of the language. She still speaks exactly the same way.
That is a joke of Fodlan, right?
Hilarious joke from Fodlan.
Is that really what you are thinking? Or maybe you have curiosity about the mark on my face.
Yes, please. Did you perhaps get it whilst you were fighting in Nam, perhaps?
You are already knowing that I am from Bridget.
Yes, I am already knowing.
This is a mark from Bridget.
All knowing.
It is a prayer to the forest spirits. A prayer to be protected.
Are you a druid from the Dungeons and Dragons?
Hunters ask the forest spirits to have safe and bountiful hunting. There are many spirits in Bridget. I have more marks on my arms and back. They are prayers for my family's health and triumph.
Do you have any marks anywhere else? Perhaps wink wink nudge nudge that you... No? Okay. Illicit relationships because I'm your professor? Okay.
Are you
and we're back to jail. Well, I mean, I would love to.
That gives me happiness. If there is ever the chance, you will see them.
Bro, I love tats. I'd like to ask you a question, Petra. How heavy is your ponytail? It seems like there's a lot of hair in there. I don't know how dense that hair is, and if you could really like hurt someone if you just like kind of flipped around.
I have much gratitude for you, Professor. You always listen with patience.
Don't worry, I have patience. I am having patience.
I can read and understand the language of Fodlan, but to speak it gives me difficulty.
Don't worry, you will have understanding.
I hope I will keep having your support, and I will give you my support too, with my whole heart.
Thank you.
I have things that I cannot fail to accomplish.
Let's do our best.
Yes,
with the power of friendship, anything is possible. Heyo. Coolio. Have we got a support with everyone on our thing? Oh, we don't have a thing with Linhardt? Really? That's surprising. I'm guessing he doesn't actually heal me very often. Where is the Ash thing? Oh, it's not here. Huh. Guess we can just do it manually then. We can do it manually, can't we? No. Okay, that's fine. I haven't actually seen very many of
Professor. This is the first time I have welcomed you here, is it
Have
not?
I seen any of Rhea's stuff when I first played this game? I never finished it, actually. I've only played this game once and I never even finished it. I got 60 hours in and then stopped it for whatever reason. I don't know if I did any of Rhea's support stuff, which is confusing. Huh. DLC weapon Petra's Blade can only attack once, but has the highest MT in the game. So much might!
There is no need to be nervous. Please, come closer.
See, it's it's such a weird contradiction of like very serene face and yet terrifying dialogue, and also hips which don't lie. I still don't go how fucking tight her dress is half the time. Like fucking hell, you're a woman of religion.
It's just me.
I'm still a bit nervous. Maybe we could hold hands and drink tea, and then I'll be less nervous.
What a sweet child you are.
Yeah, she likes being in power, likes preying on us. Predator much. I still like how one of her quests is literally she gives you the quest of inviting her to tea. It's such a power play. Her hips are holy.
I should not be
I'd pray to those. Yeah, well, yeah, I am what many would consider a man. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
As Gerald's kin, somehow you don't seem at all a stranger to me. Speaking of Gerald, may I ask if he ever spoke of me to you?
I don't know. I often hear him singing that Shakira song, My Hips Don't Lie. Could be about you. He said you were frightening. He said you were incredible.
Is that so? Unfortunately, I am unable to believe that such words fell from Gerald's lips.
It's so easy to know what Rhea likes. She's such an egotistical person. You just compliment her and she's all about it.
I want you to know that you are free to speak candidly. There is no need to spare me from the truth, however harsh it may be.
And yet we still gained relationship points when we said you were amazing.
Since you are here, shall I tell you about the Gerald that I knew?
Yes. Why have I got blue hair and he has orange or yellow or what was his colours here?
You haven't heard much about his time at the monastery, have you?
No. Listen, Ray, I'll say whatever you want to hear to get get those little up arrows. That's my favourite part about this game. None of it is saying the truth to your students. It's only ever telling them what they want to hear, and that's how you gain relationship points with them. It's all built on lies.
When I first met Gerald, he was quite young. Why, he could not even grow a full beard at that point.
What? Daddy Kim's without a beard? No way.
On one fateful occasion, the band of mercenaries he belonged to fought alongside the Knights of Saros. I was traveling with the Knights at the time, and Gerald jumped in front of an attack meant for me. He was gravely wounded, on the verge of death.
God, on the verge of death. It's a good thing he survived and will continue to survive until he's an old man and will only ever die of old age. It's a good thing he's
I tended to his wounds in a desperate attempt to save his life. Thankfully, my efforts were not in vain. Gerald managed to escape a seemingly certain death.
Wow. He's good at doing that,
I made arrangements for him to receive further care at Garrick Mach. The moment he was deemed fully recovered, I invited him to join the Knights.
And he said nay. Thoticus, back I say. I didn't know. Thank you for telling me.
Well, it is not a story I have often repeated.
We just thank her, we say, yeah, you're great, and then she's
Even
like,
at the
thanks.
monastery, there are not many who know that.
Can you always get up arrows in these support dialogues? Have I just been answering wrong every single time? Because
I tell you this because, to me, you are the child of the one who saved my life all those years ago.
Yep.
And also...
It's me. Also, you're incredibly handsome. I mean, look at that hat and that cape. Yes?
Never mind. It is nothing. I simply wanted to say that I trust you.
Uh-huh.
By coming
Trust,
to visit with me
quote
today,
unquote.
you have... Well... Suffice it to say that my day is brighter than it otherwise would have been. I thank you for that.
No problem. I'm the best. Don't have to tell me twice. Nice. What's so good about getting extra support with Rhea? Do you get anything for it? I don't know. I'm guessing if you went the church route. We're not actually going the church route. We're going to go the other route for this one. And so I don't think this will matter to anything. But, you know, we did. There's some you can and most you can't. If you keep getting relationship, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. It's hard to tell which ones will give you relationship points and which ones won't, because then you're like, well, I kind of want to take the funny option here, even though they don't care about it. Should we let's have some of these things go. Let's do some more supports. We have to get through a lot of them.
It's so tiring. Tomorrow's gotta be just an inside day, Bernie.
That's me every day. Always an inside day. And yet from the shadows.
Whoa,
hey Luca, how you doing today?
It's so cold all of a sudden. It's as if an unspeakable evil just...
Speaking of unspeakable evil, that is, this man is the embodiment of evil.
No, into the light, back to the beyond from whence you came.
Back, cruel fiend.
Are you telling me to die?
You look like death itself already, to be honest, mate.
Hubert!
In the flesh. I came to ask you something.
Why does he speak always so bad? Pretty good. Guess what? I just said sport, as always. Is this like PE sport? Is this just like, is this sport as in like sports science? Like, do you actually have to do like exercise and shit, or?
There have been sightings of a sinister figure carrying a sharp object, wandering the halls at night.
Man, he's got a very good voice for telling ghost stories, isn't he, Hubert?
A strange giggle, the glimmer of a needle in the dark, the sound of a door creaking open and closed.
What? Who could it be?
I was embroidering.
The embroidery ghost.
I suspected as much. Then you leave me no choice.
What?
You must die.
I'm too young to die. I've got so much left to do. Please don't kill me.
What do you have left to do, Bernadetta? Other than stay inside? Because that's what I would do, but it's not really much to do.
I expected.
Oh, I thought their support conversation was going to end there. It was just her running off and Hubert being, just as I expected, and he just walks away.
Quite a sprint. A shame you lack stamina.
Why is he such a bastard?
Now to my duty.
You're going to execute me, aren't you?
Did a biking challenge with 3 friends. Man, how far did you guys go? I'm guessing, well, I don't know. Is it biking challenge, is it like an online thing where you have one of those like electric bikes in like your living room or whatever, or is it actually like going on a real bike? I don't know what you can and can't do in old COVID-Reno times.
Or at least a swan song?
A swan song?
The creak of a door. Sorrow like a needle point. Bernie's gone away.
Wait, is that a haiku? Is that what's a swan song? The creak of a door, sorrow like a needle point. Bernie's gone away. Oh, it is a haiku. Sorry. If you had a Pokemon, did you see the Pokemon? I did see the Pokemon announcement. Yeah, I spoke about them at the start. Basically, I'd say finally, because the Nintendo Direct that happened earlier this month was okay. It was alright. I was more neutral to it. I wasn't particularly overwhelmed or underwhelmed. I was, as I say, whelmed by the Nintendo Direct that happened earlier this month. But I'd say the Pokemon Direct that they happened, like, literally, I saw it like half an hour before like the stream started, and yeah, they actually hit this out of the park. It's a thing of everyone wanted Sinnoh remakes, and they gave them Sinnoh remakes, and then they gave them something else, and I think that's, you can't be angry about, like, I found it very hard for someone to feel hard done by the Pokemon announcement, to be like, oh man, it sucks. The only thing I would say is the names of the Sinnoh remakes are so dumb. It's such a bad Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond. Terrible names, that's all I'd say. And I'm not too fond of like the kind of chibi style overworld graphics. I mean, I don't mind them. So I think it's fine. Personally, I don't think I'll be getting the remakes. Mostly because I played Platinum. Like, Platinum was the first Pokemon game I played, and it's awesome. But I cannot. Thank you. Sauna agrees. I just don't really like the overworld graphics. The thing is, when they're in battle, it looks very nice, but then on the overworld, it just looks quite weird. It looks a bit like a I don't know. It looks like a kind of spin-off game almost. And the thing is, everyone wanted remakes of like Diamond and Pearl, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't think we needed any remakes of those games. I don't. I always find that remaking pixel graphic games is so weird, because pixel graphics are inherently timeless. They are, pixel graphics, I'd say, in my own humble opinion, are timeless, and therefore you don't need to remake them, in my opinion, because it doesn't look like they're changing anything about it. It's just the same game, just with different graphics. But you normally do that when you want like an HD remaster or something. But it's not an HD remaster, it's just a change in, graphics. I don't know. The chibi kind of throws me off. I'm stoked for the... Yes, the legendary spin-off game looks very, very cool. It's much more interesting in my opinion. And especially with how they're going to go about it. I'm glad they finally remembered that Arceus is God of Pokemon. And they didn't just throw it into the Gen 4 and was like, well, he's God now, and then never mention it again. So I'm glad they've done that.
Living about 100 years after the founding of the Adrestian Empire.
And then the Pokemon stat stuff looked cool. I like that you could take a picture and you could edit it in the background to make cool new ones. And you can see other people's pictures for that. That was quite cool. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be getting the Diamond or Pearl remakes. Definitely looking forward to Pokemon Legends Arceus though. I like it when games add on their own lore, especially lore that they haven't gone back to in a while. And also it's cool because they're not what do you call it? Sorry, does the data card just who was she trying to she was making a picture of someone. But yeah, I'm glad that they're kind of doing a planet cleanser. It's not the same Pokemon game over and over and over again. Luca, you did a 45-minute bike challenge. Who was able to make the longest distance that time with his sister friend and her boyfriend? How far did you go in that 45 minutes? God, that's a long time for a bike challenge. God. He's not allowed in the Galar region though. God gets checked at the border.
You interrupted me.
Is he not actually? Was he not moved over? Oh damn, that's quite funny. It's all the metal he has on him. That's why. 16.8 kilometers. Jesus Christ.
Prime Minister used a dramatic line to propose
in 45 minutes.
You did
My
not
God.
Me to say it.
I remember when I did Duke of Edinburgh at one of my schools, which is like camping. We'd have to walk like 60.8 kilometers a day, and that took us literally like 7 or 8 hours of walking. 45, maybe I'm messing that up. Oh, it might have been 6.8 miles. I don't know. What's the difference between miles and kilometers?
Well, at any rate, you were correct in surmising that I was
simple knowledge. I have no idea conversion rates. Still, okay, that's impressive. You get very what may sound like very patronizing claps, though are very much genuine. Clap, 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 clap. 16.8 kilometers, Jesus.
But you were rather blunt in your refusal.
Ferdinand, control yourself.
I don't know what these two are talking about.
Challenging me in pointless competitions.
Oh yeah, they're fighting each other. Ferdinand normally does that. He's a bit of an asshole.
You expect me to believe that?
Why do you look so surprised? Of course it is not a valid duel unless both parties are willing. Now that you
I must say,
outright,
I am always quite scared when when going on a bike. I'm not very good at biking. The whole thing of you never forget how to ride a bike.
I'm afraid to ask what you could
I think that's bullshit. I'd say if I got a bike right now, I'd be much less confident than when I rode it the first time around, because I'd forget what I was doing. I don't like being in charge of where I'm going at high speeds. Walking is very much my preferred way of travel, or in a car that someone else is driving. What does Ferdy want? Who knows what Ferdinand wants? He's got orange hair. Alright, gotta go. It's fun chatting with you. See you again. Thanks, man. I appreciate you coming to the stream. Yeah, I'd love you if you came around. Thanks a lot, man.
Alongside my own more impressive accomplishments. Copyists will produce thousands of these pamphlets and distribute them far and wide. Then everyone will know about my
Oh god.
This has to stop. Perhaps I should have ended things with a duel after all.
Man, imagine some guy talking extensively about themselves for so long. Whoever does that, perhaps for 4 hours every day, for ages. Who, me? I do that consistently? No.
Petra,
Crazy.
You seem to be flourishing in your new environment. Is all
Flourishing.
going well for you?
Lady Edelgard, everything is well with me. Thank you for your question. Everyone shows great kindness, even while I am still learning about the language.
I'm glad to hear it. After all, a Brigid Royal like yourself is of vital importance to the future of the Empire. If you
The future of the Empire.
Please let me
The
know.
Empire.
It's my job to watch out for you after all.
So when do we get Fire Emblem Three Houses 2 Empire Strikes Back?
If that is your want, I will rely on you if I have the need.
I'm so funny. Anyway.
However, I will not have that need. I can resolve any problems that occur by myself.
I don't doubt it.
Don't like riding bicycles either, yeah. Love cheese, yeah. It's true.
Perhaps I'm worrying too much.
Don't citizen retain.
I just don't know what I would say to your family if something were to happen to you.
How often do you eat cheese? I would assume every hour. It's like you have like a timer that goes off. It's like a bell someone rings and then you eat cheese.
Do not spend your worry on me.
It's a bit like us with tea.
In Brigid, there is a phrase we say.
I'd eat it every hour if I could, not gonna lie.
You cannot shoot two birds with one arrow. Brigid and I.
What's your favourite type of cheese? A mate of mine at uni really likes cheese, and it's a weird how it's like one of his most defining qualities, the fact that he loves cheese so much.
Can you disagree?
Although, in reverse, apparently one of my most defining qualities to them is that I like dinosaurs, so...
I do have ambitions that transcend all else for me. When I ascend the throne, there are certain things I must do.
Oh, they're all so good, yeah.
Tell me, Petra, who do you think I am?
Who do you think I am?
Huh? I will tell you. I am Edelgard von Resta. And yes, I'm attempting to do what no one else
can. Who do you think I am? I will tell you. Wow, what a way to give her a chance to answer that, Edelgard. My god.
I'm prepared to shoot.
Dinosaurs are cool though. Exactly. Jurassic Park will remain one of my favourite movies of all time. Thank you. Jurassic World was alright, but Jurassic Park is such a good film. And I don't know. I think spawning from Jurassic Park, any movie with just giant monsters in it, I will enjoy, such as the new and upcoming Godzilla vs King Kong. However, the argument that King Kong can beat Godzilla, I don't want to make any kind of assumption. I don't want to make any kind of opinion that might offend you. This is a very political opinion, I'm afraid. Dinosaur beats monkey every single time, every single day of the week, every waking hour of every moment. Dinosaur beats monkey, and I'm shocked as to how people think it's the opposite way around. Flabbergasted. This dinosaur, it's not just any dinosaur. It's not just a tiny T-Rex with like tiny arms. This dinosaur breathes not fire, but beams of nuclear energy. It is a nuclear energy dinosaur who's massive. And you have monkey, and that's it. That's all he does. He just monkeys about.
After all, I was only 4 years old when we first met.
Just saying. For sure, Godzilla could rip the giant monkey. Thank you.
From your perfect memory,
do you know what it is?
I expect nothing short of the utmost precision.
And this is where it gets slightly political, but it's because it's America. It's because it's a Hollywood film, so they had to get their American big dinosaur kaiju to win.
I can hardly recall that day.
If this was made in Japan, then Godzilla would be winning. But no. Oh, here comes King Kong with his I don't know what he does, chucking feces about like all the other monkeys. Do you think he's gonna blind Godzilla with that? I don't think so. Godzilla shoots him with his fucking laser beams. Anyway, I'm just saying, you know, don't want to step on anyone's toes or anything. I don't want to seem like I'm going against people's opinions. But dinosaur beats monkey. It's like rock paper scissors, apart from there's only one thing, and it's dinosaur monkey or dinosaur everything. God.
I had no idea.
I mean, giant monkey sounds like a joke, yeah. You're right, Notch. If we were over 5 kilometers in 1 minute, if we're over 7.5 in 2 minutes, if we're over... you talking about bike rides, long bike rides. 5 kilometers in 1 minute on a bike. How on earth are you doing that? You have an average speed of 2.4 meters per second. Is that how that works? 224 kilometers per hour. My God. Jesus. It's like car speed. It's like slow, like a Trabant goes about that speed. My God.
Given that, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised.
How often can you keep that up for?
Indeed. After that, I made certain to
I probably have an average speed of like, I don't know. You got leg like pistons or what?
That is until the incident.
When my uncle, Lord Arundel, defected to the kingdom and took me with him.
My legs get tired of biking after like 10 seconds. That's how unfit I am. In brief sprints, I like to think of myself as a kind of disabled cheater. In brief sprints, I'm all right, but after that,
it was as horrific as if I'd lost all my limbs. I left the city in a mad rush to rescue you. My father.
Oh, they're talking about. I don't know. Edelgard and Hubert are having some kind of like, I don't know, busy mate movement.
I was only 10.
Only 10.
Reached Ferdiad.
I don't even like sprints unless it's to the kitchen to get cheese.
I've never heard that story before.
Well, yeah,
so
the thing is,
you've never told me.
I'm like kind of, I'm like lazy sporty. Of sometimes, if I really want to put my mind to it, I guess I could probably be all right. Because I never do, I'm just very lazy and unfit. But I managed to, at least in school, be just fast enough to be like the 4th fastest in the year. So I could go on all of like when like the athletics team went on a like athletics meet, or sorry, not athletics, or they went like to a tournament or whatever. I got to skip school with the rest of the athletics team, so I could be the 4th member of the relay team, and that was it. That's all I did. I just waited until we got a team event, and I could blame other people if we lost, and then that'll be it. We'll go eating a fancy dinner when everything opens up again, and the 4th place needs to pay the meal in the first place. Nice.
If there's anything else you're keeping from me, please tell me at once.
Respectfully, I decline.
I should do that with like Mario Kart, because I wouldn't be able to win a bike race. I could probably win a Mario Kart race though with some people.
Speaking
so
of your orders, there was a task
we will go for 5 Grand Prix, and whoever comes last out of those 5 has to buy our meal.
Wait just a moment.
Oh.
I just hope he's not hiding anything too worrisome.
Hubert, what are you hiding? And I hope it's not anything too worrisome. Whatever you were hiding before of your thing that you were saying. God, there's so many supports. Right, time to bust through them. Quick.
Ah, Dorothea. The dining hall seems so much brighter with you here.
30. I must say, you are quite adept with flattery. Please, give me some more.
I'd like to take that one home. You're great at flattery. Please continue.
Flattery? No, I was not.
She wants more.
There you go with that attitude again. Why do you reserve such cold treatment for me and me alone?
Do your duty. It's in this duty we must.
Do you hate me, Dorothea? Or have you some other reason to avoid my company?
I mean, not to poop on your parade there, 30, but we all kind of hate you. You're kind of arrogant. And have dumb hair.
I assumed your noble upbringing had dulled your perception. But you got it right on your first try. I hate you.
Can we get that again?
But you got it right on your first try. I hate you.
Nice. Well, I've over 100 kilometers, man. Now someone could drop out soon. Oh, you're doing it right now. Jesus Christ.
Right. Might I ask why you find me so despicable? I can scarcely guess.
I think the reason why you can scarcely guess is why. He does have orange eyes. It's true. Do you think they're contact lenses?
Don't waste another minute thinking about it.
Dorothea's quite interesting eyes as well. Quite big eyes.
That will not do. I do not think you would hate
Orange
a person
eyes,
for no
yeah.
reason.
We write every minute we have over 1 kilometer more. Okay, I see.
Perhaps. How's this? If you can guess why, I'll let you know if you're right. The brains of us common folk are so simple, it should be pretty easy for a big shot noble to sort out.
Now, Ferdinand, this is what we call sarcasm. Do you pick up on it?
Very well.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He's got his head so far in the goddamn clouds, he has no idea what's going on.
You are always making fun, calling me a big shot.
Oh no, it's fine.
So forth. Perhaps you think all nobles are... No, it cannot be that simple.
Oh? What can't be that simple?
Please, will you not give me a clue?
Well, let me see. A good clue...
Oh, your friend is out. Bam. First one gone.
It's because
12.7 kilometers. Still very impressive, I'd say.
That ought to be enough of a clue. So long, Ferdy.
A bee? I haven't the slightest. Perhaps because I am such a diligent worker?
I think it's more so because you sting people, maybe. Or because you're very vibrant. Or maybe... I don't know. You like honey? Do you like honey, Ferdinand? No? Okay. Well, despite the fact that they're all, Dorothea literally said, "I hate you." They've got a C in support, so that's nice, I guess.
Fascinating. Following this equation, Linhardt. Here again, I see. Go away,
Here again.
Hubert. Now is not a good time.
Man.
Ah, yes. The double line becomes a helix, and its arc... No, that cannot be correct.
Ha. I like how in order for someone to seem studious, they must mumble to themselves about something. But only give enough information where they say one thing, we don't know what their conclusion is, but we must assume that they're smart. If I say, it's like the thing I was getting, if I carry the 1 and if I times by the, but then that won't, it's like, I guess he must know what he's doing.
Lady Edelgard requests your presence.
I'll try that next time I talk to my thesis supervisor.
Come. The lecture is about to start. Politely inform her that my research is vastly more important than whatever it is she has to say.
Uh-oh, Linhardt. Sorry, my boop, boop, boop. Sorry, that's my alarm for you're about to get bitch slapped. That's my bitch slap alarm.
It is sadly misdirected.
Or if they were 40 kilometers, now it gets exciting. I don't know about it getting exciting there. At about 2 kilometers, I would have been like passed out on the floor. That would have been all the excitement for me, to be honest.
Return to your hobby when your duty is done. Hobby?
I must do my duty.
This research will most certainly prove useful in the future.
I can't imagine my sister driving fast in 20 kilometers per hour.
The Empire requires you to be useful now. I should think you would want the same. You have an almost unparalleled intellect, a singular focus, and unfettered imagination. In truth, you have talents that many, including myself, will never have the privilege of possessing. Are you complimenting me, Hubert? That alone deserves to be studied. Let me finish. I haven't an ounce of respect for the cause you have chosen to waste your talents on.
Ah, classic Hubert. You know, build them up on a pedestal just to knock it down, stamp on their face, and shit on their penis. Classic Hubert move.
I might add, with no rhyme, reason, or results. Learn to apply yourself to something constructive. You may still have a bright future. That sounds suspiciously as if you're not going to leave me alone. I just want to live a life doing things that interest me. Is that so wrong? That is unacceptable, even for a nobleman. Her Highness will soon ascend the throne. She is attempting to deal with such noble privilege head-on.
You have a point, and I understand where you're coming from. But I can't do it. I can't bring myself to work for someone else.
He's a lone wolf.
Pathetic. Keep to your books then.
Wow.
Goodbye, Linhart.
Man, I want to be told, like, in his deep gravelly voice, pathetic. That really get me motivated in the morning to, you know, die in a hole. You are pathetic. Are you thinking you get second place?
I'm not finished with you.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, what are you doing there, Caspar? When I start beating people up, I'm gonna just say my name over and over just so they remember it.
What's going on, Hubert? You need something?
I watched you training earlier. Pitiful display.
God, he just undermines everyone he looks at, doesn't he, Hubert?
Excuse me? What's that supposed to mean?
You yell before every move.
I know. I do it on purpose. That's how I get fired up. Is that a problem for you? You scared?
Woohoo, whoo.
Stupid habit. If you value
Caspar feels like the kind of person who, like, has a drink in a pub and then just starts picking fights with everyone he can find in there.
What are you talking about? It sounds like you might have a problem with me.
You won. Well done, Luca. Oh my god, he's like asked for Black Clover. Yeah, he's screaming.
As a matter of fact, I do. If it was only your own idiotic life at stake, I wouldn't bother saying anything. But it's not. Your foolishness hurts everyone.
Ah, not everyone.
Ooh, you sure do
Hate that guy.
To hear yourself talk.
Suppose you were to shout on the battlefield as you did in your training today. It is very likely
like
the
Link.
enemy could anticipate your next move based on your insipid blather. And what if your allies are startled by your outburst and fumble with their weapons as a result?
That's their own fault, mate.
This is not to mention the obvious fact that you would utterly botch any covert operation.
You really think I'm that stupid?
Yes.
I only shout when it's completely necessary. I don't do it all the time.
I like that line. I only shout when it's completely necessary. That line screams of bullshit, doesn't it?
Whatever habits you develop in training, you will reproduce on the battlefield. Combat is tense and frantic. You will default to your training whether you mean to or not.
Hey, why don't you just shut up about it? I can control myself.
Just shut up. Boof. Man, he really said shut up, man. Whoa, what a move. I like how most of these C supports aren't them getting along at all, and yet they get a support thing for them.
What will I see to this?
Hubie, what are you doing here?
I like how Dorothea always has some cute nickname for everyone.
A routine matter. No cause for concern.
And then Hubert just rolls with it.
Ah, so it's something to do with 80 then.
And?
She really is all you ever think about, isn't she? Look, I know you're doing all this so that she'll like you, but if you go too far, she'll end up pushing you away.
I'm sure you would win America. Of course I would. There's a challenge to any kind of professional Mario Kart player. I would destroy them. I'm terrible. I mean, to be honest, I love how like most of the stuff in Mario Kart you can just win via like I've been destroyed by Mario Kart via items, and then I get lorded over every time, and I'm like this close to flipping tables. Just go ahead, but have you guys talked about the Brilliant Diamond? Yes, I've talked about the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl stuffs. It's like people ask for a remake. I can just go over quickly again. People ask for a remake, they were given a remake. Personally, I don't think I'm going to get it. One, the names are stupid, but two, I don't really like the kind of chibi overworld thing they've got going on. I don't really like it that much. They like going against
I do what is in her
they're like trying to copy like the original, which is fine. But yeah, it doesn't really look that nice to me, and I've already played it, so I don't think I'll get it again. But people wanted it, so that's fine.
It really doesn't look that way to me.
I'm not able to get all gold cups in 100cc against computer. I mean, but when I play with my mates, we have to play on 50cc, and then sometimes they beat me despite us like playing on 50cc against computers. So I think the added like player element really helps.
I bet you'd follow any
But yeah, about the Diamond and Pearl stuff, it's annoying because people really wanted it, and personally, I wasn't particularly I didn't really care too much about it.
Any order?
It's like
Nothing to suggest.
I don't know. But you would win, I guess, easily. I mean, not necessarily. I like the thing is, I like when people go on to other like streams, or they have something they're like, I'm really good at this game. I don't think I'd ever say I'm any good at any game without, because it's very hard to like I don't know, judge how good you are at a game. Like, yeah, I can beat my mates in Mario Kart, but they've never played Mario Kart, or they play it like once, and so I don't think that makes me like good. And then I still get beaten every now and again, so I like to stay humble. But on a lower note, yes, I would destroy anyone in Mario Kart all of the time. What about the Arceus thing? The Arceus thing, yeah. So that was definitely the best. I think overall, the Pokemon Direct was a very good Direct. It gave people everything they wanted, which was the Sinnoh remakes, and then added something else, which is definitely, you know, it's definitely just a carbon cut, like the blueprints of a great Direct. It's giving people they want and then an extra thing. And I'd be surprised if someone didn't like that Direct. But yeah, just going back to the Diamond and Pearl thing, the thing that made Heart Gold and Soul Silver so good is that it added stuff, you know.
I don't care what you believe.
And then Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire less so, but it was still added stuff. It had Mega Evolution in it, so it was different. But this just looks like just a direct remake, like everything's completely the same of Diamond and Pearl, which I don't know. It doesn't warrant at least me picking it up again. But yeah, that's just my own opinion on it. I think people probably buy it again. It's a very good, like, if you never played Generation 4 Pokemon, definitely get it. It's my favorite generation anyway. But the Arceus thingy is definitely the cooler thing. I think the fact that it's a new mainstream Pokemon game, which isn't the same as all the other Pokemon games, is good. It's a palate cleanser. I think they were getting too samey with all the other games. I like the direction they're going in. I like the time frame. I like the focus, which is, you know, getting a new, like, making the first Pokedex in Sinnoh, and also a focus on Arceus, because they kind of forgot about Arceus before, even though he's the god of Pokemon. They just introduced him and then that was it. So yeah, that's definitely the one that I'm looking forward to, and I definitely picked that one up. It looks very cool. It's coming out in early 2022. But when they were showcasing the gameplay, it looked a bit laggy. But they'll probably work out those kinks later. But that was the only thing I picked up from that, which looked a bit iffy. But they've still got a long time to fix it, so it's fine.
Then maybe someday you'll understand. Until then,
but yeah, it's a very good time.
Now, if you will excuse me,
like I said before, it's a good thing when a gaming company knows what the fans want and so deliver, and then give you something else, which is nice.
I do find your point of view just fascinating.
I like the thing of like the yeah, exactly. Feudal Sinnoh looks very cool, and all of the like classic, like the old Japanese costumes as well. It's very cool. For what I remember, it was because so the first, I think the first 4 Pokemon games are all based off of islands in Japan. Pretty sure. And which is why the, like, it's like kind of feudal Japan is the I don't know, is feudal Japan the right word for it, or old timey Japan is the kind of, you know, it's what their, like, their dress code is after.
It's just me, Linhardt. What are you doing?
Painting, just painting. Not important. Am I in your way? I'm in your way. I'll just go.
Wait, what was she doing? Oh yeah, painting.
No need for all that. I just came out here to read. I'll stay quiet and still so as not to bother you. How's that? If you want to go, that's fine too.
No. I'll stay.
When 2 introverts meet each other, I will stay quiet. Do you want to stay? Yeah, I guess I'll stay and be quiet too.
Say, aren't you usually holed up inside?
I'm sorry! I'm sorry for coming here. I'm sorry for bothering you! Mad, aren't you? You look really mad. I'll just pack up. I'll be gone before you know it.
Mad? At you? Never. I rather admire you, in fact.
Oh, really? Do you admire her because she's always in her room and you wish to always be in her room?
I fantasize about shutting
Yeah.
myself in my room and
so.
never going outside again. It sounds like paradise.
Paradise.
I wouldn't be able to perform my research. That, Bernadetta, is a problem.
Now this is a problem.
You admire me? Nuh-uh. No way.
Nuh-uh. That's cute.
What are you plotting?
What are you plotting, you fiend?
So you want to copy me, is that it? And what's a copy do with the original? Replace it!
It's true. Anyone and everyone is trying to kill you, Bernadetta. That's a good paranoia to have.
I won't just sit back and take it. I'll fight you!
What? That's not... this is too much hassle. I'm leaving.
I'm sorry! Please don't kill me!
Really a handful, isn't she, Linhart? Didn't really expect that one. He was like, oh god, I just want to read in peace. Ah, finally we've gone through fucking all of the supports. Thank god. I do like hearing about all of these guys, but you normally get like a bunch of them all at once, like after after a battle, and so going through like a lot of them at once is a bit of a slog. But
do you want to train with each other?
Caspar. Yeah, sure.
Whoa, does Caspar not like
You have had new
Petra?
training recently, and great improvements. I want great improvement too. Will you give me help?
Well, hey, look at that. You pay more attention than I gave you credit for. I have been trying new training methods. They're definitely paying off. My movements are much sharper lately, more precise.
Have you been practicing your battle cries, Caspar?
I am knowing that. I want that too.
I am knowing that.
You teach, I learn. We both get more strength. It will be greatness.
Well, yeah, as the famous quote goes, you teach me and I teach you. Right. Pokemon.
I mean, I guess we can give it a shot. Petra?
Yes, Caspar?
No, never mind. Sorry. I was just thinking about something else. Nothing at all. Let's train.
What's he thinking? Has he got the old hots for Petra?
I heard a question in your voice. Say it.
No. It's really nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I will not be worrying. Can we begin the training?
I wish that worked in real life too. Don't worry about it. Okay, I will not be worrying.
Ah, fine. We can talk about it if you insist. Stop pretending like you don't know.
Jesus.
What am I knowing?
About my father.
Your father? He is of the military in the Empire. I hear he has great skill.
No, not that. Well, it's kind of about that. I'm talking about when Dagda and Bridget invaded the Empire.
Whoa. Invasion?
My father led
War?
the Empire's army that fended off the invaders. Your father was in that battle. Did you really not know? My father killed yours.
Whoa, Caspar. That's a big old reveal there. Ooh.
How long have you had this knowing?
Kinda awkward. I like how he was like before. He was like, don't worry about it. And she said, okay, I'm not worrying. And then he went, I guess I'll tell you then. It's like, you had your out, mate.
I just found out recently. I had no idea before then. But it's all I've been able to think about since.
So, now you have the truth.
Petra?
Uh-oh.
Damn
it. he won that my dad is stronger than your dad. It's true. He was having that conversation with Linhart before, wasn't he? And now he's like, my dad's stronger than your dad. And he proved it by killing him in cold blood. And I can't talk to my buddy Ash yet because I was at the audio slightly off kilter. I don't know if you guys can hear. I never know if you guys can actually hear that the audio is slightly off kilter, or if it is just me and I'm just being a bit weird about it. But give it a second. It's slightly annoying when you can hear the audio like moving between. You can't tell. Okay, maybe it's just on my end then. I don't know why it's always on my end. No one else can tell. Maybe I'm just going crazy. But whenever I was moving around that, I don't know. Maybe it's because how I view the thing, like the game is through like a output projector from the stream. So I don't know if like the stream's projecting the. I don't know. Anyway. It doesn't matter. Right now, I've done everything that needs to happen. All the supports have been good. What are quests at the minute? I can't do any of this, can I? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Let us... Oh, someone has something, didn't they? Yeah, you have Spirit Dust. Spirit in the sky. Good. Store that. So what we're going to do is... Those things are special things for like increasing stats, and we like giving those to the main character because when he uses these and gets extra increase magic by 1. What? Oh wait, sorry, it's because it's and then also Spirit Dust, isn't it? Magic by 2, magic by 1. Yeah. So these are used to increase your stats, but we're going to only use them on our main character because the better stats that he has, the more likely that students will want to join his house. And the more students that join his house, the more people we have. And then the more people we can force together through our matchmaking service. I nearly stopped that, but we actually have gifts to give. And by gifts, I mean storehouse stuff. Hides away doing needlework. That is Bernadetta. It's always fascinated me how I can't remember a lot of things. I'm just absolutely the worst. It's a bit like when I was talking about nostalgia and why nostalgia is such a big reason of like why I like things, because it reminds me of like. I like nostalgia as a feeling, and I feel like when people bring it up, it's as like oh, you like nostalgia? Man, that's such a cheap way of making video games. Like, it's not. It's a really cool thing, because it's like I like your past self. It's your past self and your present self liking the same thing and like almost like connecting with one another. That's why I like nostalgia so much. And because I keep on forgetting stuff, it's when I go to this storehouse, I look into the like lost items, and I go I don't know, wooing women, and I'm like, oh, that's Sylvain. Or like picky about their bedding, Dorothea. I don't know. Okay, maybe I don't know. But I was like, I remember lots of things that just make that are so useless in anything other than only playing this game. It's like, wow, why do I remember all this stuff, but I don't remember, like, I don't know, bid mass. So a rather specific thing, but who am I going to? Petra. Do you ever wonder why you remember certain things and then, but then don't remember other things?
Professor, you cannot.
Lost items. Have you got an exotic feather? No problem. And then that's Sylvain. Sylvain. Felix. What's his name? Ignatz. And that's Hilda. We can't give her anything. It's fine. Okay. Oh, should we go? Let's go to Ash's spot as well. Professor. Yes, I would love to speak to Ash. I love him. He's adorable. Okay, this is the last support we'll have to do.
Shopping took longer than I thought. It's a good thing I had your help, Professor. Looks like we've got everything we came for. Time to head back to the monastery.
Oh, do we do shopping together? That's
cute.
Truth,
I wasn't sure if the money that night gave us would be enough. We managed to scrape by, though. I'm glad those shopkeepers were willing to strike a few bargains.
Ah, isn't he adorable? You are quite the shopper.
It's one of the few things I'm really good at. I've got a lot of experience living in the city. Money was tight for me, too. At least until Lenato adopted me into his family.
Ah, God, my heartstrings. Stop playing the mash.
You were originally a mercenary, weren't you? I'm sure you've traveled all over Fodlan.
I have indeed. One can't accuse Ash of modesty, I know, yeah.
A pretty different life from regular folks like me.
Not so different actually, Ash. Me and you, best buds, you know, out in the world, the wilderness, fighting back beasts, whether they be the beasts of the marketplace or the beasts of the actual beasts, you know. We're not so different, you and I. We can be busy mates. That's right.
But a mercenary's whole job is fighting, isn't it? Must be a pretty tough way to live.
I get by. I don't know if you know this, Ash, but I am a certified badass. It was pretty tough, you know, out there in the wilderness, you know.
I can imagine.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh.
I had no idea they sold this book around here. I haven't seen this one for ages.
Whoa, look at that book that they've... I remember this book. It's the blue one. The blue book. My favorite book.
Lug and the Maiden of Wind.
Lug.
It's a well-known tale of chivalry in Fargus.
I always forget his name's fucking Lug.
Lug is the king of lions. This book is full of his exciting adventures.
Wait, can I?
Lug is the king of lions. This book is full of his exciting adventures. Lug is the king of lions.
Fuck my sides. DJ Joshy. Oh, fucking hell, Ash. Oh, I love you, buddy. But my God, it's hilarious.
I've loved this since I was a kid. It was what got me learning to read.
Give me that book.
Learning to read? I can't read, Ash. You remember that?
Hey, creep! Don't touch the merch. What the? Somebody catch that thief! Cut him in half like my prices.
Heyo, nice.
Calm down, ma'am.
You calm down, kid. If he gets away with that valuable merch, it'll be a huge loss for me.
Okay, Anna. It seems like you've got a different voice actor than the Anna that we have back at our base. Maybe you're different Annas.
Allow me to compensate you.
Isn't that what happens? It's like yeah, something like that. Ash, such a noble man of noble things.
Huh? Are you serious, kid? I mean, no objection.
She could kill him out with her chin.
That sounds crazy.
Don't you worry. That thief will be paying me back just as soon as I catch him.
Whoa, Ash. I hope you're not thinking of anything, you know, dastardly there, buddy. It's true. Most of these characters have very nice chiseled jaws.
Back to the monastery, Professor. I'll take care of everything here.
Ash says, pulling out his knife. I'll take everything here. Well, you free this evening, Anna? Okay. No, I guess not. And we never saw Ash again. Welp. Storehouse. Oh, Sylvain. Yes, it isn't Sylvain, the guy of whom we're bringing to kill his own father. Or brother. It's brother, isn't it? It's brother. Hey, buddy.
I can't believe my... Please, Professor.
Yes. Don't worry.
Oh, that's mine. Oh, thanks, Professor. You really saved the day.
You know what? I'm just, you know, I'm thinking about how my brother, my disowned brother, has stolen our family heirloom, and I'm gonna have to fight in battle. But thanks for giving me this unused lipstick of one of these girls that I've wooed. It's really saved my day. You're welcome, Sylvain. Don't worry about it. Metal Beast. That's Felix Ignatz. Felix Ignatz and then a feather pillow. Don't know. Where is Ignatz? library maybe? Oh, that's Felix is there. Good. And away we go!
Impressive.
Hello, Felix. Hey, Felix, you remind me of this cat looks a lot like you. Mostly because it, you feel like your spirit animal would be a cat. Specifically this cat. It's black and white, and your kind of whole shtick is brooding black with white, so... Anyway, you lost a kind of sword belt fragment?
Mine. Thank you for finding it.
Don't worry about it, my dude. And away we go! Well, I like how we're just our own walking, talking, lost and found machine. Where is... That's you, Leonie. I need Ignatz, who's I think at the end of the corridor.
Hi. Don't you think
Hi.
Maybe he's made...
Art book.
Oh, that's mine. Thank you so much. I've been looking everywhere.
Don't worry about it, son. Feather pillow. Who likes sleeping? Oh, probably Linhart, isn't it? But apparently we haven't talked to Setef despite doing his quest. Setef! Setef! Setef, Setuf, Setef, Seteru,
How
Setef.
are you managing the Sword of the Creator? No problems? I hope you have not left it lying somewhere unattended or anything foolish.
No problems.
You'll need the sword's power on your next mission. I trust you will handle it without much issue.
I've got 99 problems, but the Soul Creator ain't one. See you later, bro. As I swish my cape. Linhart. Linhart. It's like Lionheart, but with Lin instead. I think that's the dumbest things I've said today.
Were you using magic?
Oh yeah, it's a bit like Reinhardt, just with Lin. Oh really? Yeah, that's how that works.
Oh, thank you. I gave up hope of ever finding it.
Oh yeah, well, you're welcome that I am the hope. I am the light in the darkness. Anyway, see you later. Thought-provoking stuff. Shut up, you. Okay, this will end today's free time. Do you want to proceed? Yes, I think. We have Sylvain with us on this mission. We're bringing in all the lost items. Oh, did we go to... I think we did, but let me just check the gazebo. The amiibo gazebo.
That's,
I just got that. It's an amiibo gazebo because it rhymes. That's clever game. Yeah, okay, we got all the items here. Good. End the free time. This week's instruction is about to begin. Instruct manually. Manual instruction acquired. Who should we... Let's talk to Linhart because we haven't got a support with him yet. I don't know why. Shall we give him some authority? Probably. Why not?
It is a long road to mastery.
Nice.
Tell me, am I achieving...
No. You're not achieving anything yet.
Not a total waste.
Well, yeah, it's probably good. And then your healing is fine. You don't look like you'll be here anytime soon.
It is a long...
Good. We might want to do it because you're close to getting authority up. So we'll do that. Good.
Hope this is good for something.
Oh, it's good for something. Oh, I forgot because we were in the sauna with you. Sure, I hope you haven't forgotten about that. You get all of your skills easier upgraded. Nice. Good. Night
This
Neela.
is good for something.
Let's hope it is good for something. Good. And then Petra, maybe? Have you got something that we haven't? Have you got a new talent? No, you don't. Maybe you want to do Petra and give her something on the bow? Maybe. I want to give you Faith, Dorothea. So you can learn some healing, because God, we want you to learn healing. Can you learn healing? I'm confused about how you learn healing. It feels like you should be able to just learn healing by upgrading the healing thing, so you make it anything. Right? Skill up now, D. Do you learn? Yes, you do learn heal. Okay, I see.
How lovely.
You just need it. You have to be have to have faith in the D section.
Professor.
I have to give it the D in order to increase that. I see. And there you go. Everything went well. Good job. And then Petra, Edelgard maybe. Yeah, why not? Sure, we're Edelgard up. Because you're relatively close with
I still have much to learn.
Reason, and I think at level D Reason you'll get some magics you can use. Yep, learn fire. Nice. Good job. Motivation increased. Aha, you say that, and yet for some reason, still, we got you doing something cool. Okay, if you see that goddess symbol by all of these teachings, it's because we get renown for every quest that we achieve, and with that renown, we've used it to with the renown, we can use it to get like permanent upgrades, and so we're just good at teaching everything. Like, we're better at teaching everything than before. Who's on stable duty? Give it to Ferdinand and Bernadetta. Looks like, yeah, pretty good. Execute order. People's goals. Yeah. Do some brawling. Yeah. Sure. Okay. No, we're not changing any of that stuff. That's fine.
I have a question.
You have a question? You know how sometimes an ordinary girl can be more popular than exceptional beauty, or how with aristocrats some prefer a viscount when they could have a duke instead. Why do you think that is? Everyone has their own preferences.
Are you just giving me a random answer?
No, I thought you would like that one, but it's fine because I'm a good professor. I answered you wrong, but I still leveled up, so suck on those balls. I mean, don't, but you know. Good. You will now receive more monthly funds for activities. And master classes are unlocked. And more your recipe for cooking is together expanded. Awesome. Oh, this is nice. Okay. Good. So, what we can do now that we're Professor Level C, we can have people link up.
There, Professor.
Focus on sword skills. No. Don't update the dolls. But yeah, so what we can do now is we can have like the link up system, which was introduced, I think, in Awakening. Linda's curious now. Linda's going. Sure, we'll go for a visit. Where we can have two units like go together. So we can have two units go around together, and then they will occupy the same space, and so they kind of move around as one. They're just one unit then, and we can like bring them out and in all the same times. I think. Hello, Professor. You came all the way to my room to... Oh. It's a book!
You've brought the materials from your lecture I selected.
Oh.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Nice. I wish someone did that for me if I slept through their lecture. Don't miss the lectures.
It's not that I want to miss lectures. Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Drowsiness is my arch nemesis. For some reason, I just can't seem to win against it.
I feel you, man.
Just talking about it makes me sleepy.
A trip to town might help your mood.
That sounds more than a little exhausting.
Okay.
I think I'll stay in. I must compliment you, though. By this point in most conversations, I'm bored senseless.
Oh, great. Guys, do you hear that? We are average at conversation.
I wonder why. What is it about you that fascinates me so?
Is it perhaps my glorious physique?
You're definitely a strange one.
Oh. I'm not strange. Maybe so. I am mysterious.
You're definitely not a commoner, but you don't seem like a noble either. You're something else.
Perhaps, Linhardt, the world isn't so black and white. Maybe if you're not a commoner, that doesn't automatically mean you're a noble, and if you're a noble, it doesn't mean you're a commoner. Maybe you've been thinking about life as two, yin or yang. Maybe you should start broadening your horizons, looking at different things.
You're like a hero in some silly legend.
Silly legend?
Or you could be a villain
I am
who came
the
here
legend.
to enact some evil plot. That wouldn't surprise me either.
I mean, it would be cool. Is that what you think? Me, a villain?
Hey, Professor, will you ever allow me to investigate that crest of yours?
That depends. Do you have to
It won't
touch
hurt a
me?
bit,
If
I
so,
swear.
where?
I'm sure I could find out
Might
all
I suggest
sorts of
one
things
spot
about
for
the
you?
crest. And you. Of course, I'm not as experienced with such research as Professor Hanneman.
Yes,
but
of
I do what
course.
I can. Someday, I think I might like to become a crest scholar. You never know.
You never know. I say.
Oh, don't trouble
Indeed.
yourself. I didn't mean now. I've got a lot of other research I'm working on.
Oh, I see. I'm
I
not
tend to
cool enough
start
for your
a project,
research.
get bored, and then leave it be. I might be ready to investigate your crest soon. I'd have to tidy up a bit first.
Right.
On that note, good night, Professor.
Good night. I mean, no! Don't good night, snaps fingers. Come on! I still gotta believe Linhardt's a dude. That's the same with most of these people. I don't know how. Oh, Dorothea, we can get a B rank with Dorothea, sure. Troubles with love?
Professor, Oh, don't worry. It's nothing.
Fine.
Actually, could we talk for a bit?
No.
Somewhere a little more private?
It would have to be your room. My room is slightly preoccupied with lolly goddesses. She's not going to my room, right? Quick, stop her! Oh no, it's fine. We've gone to the private chamber of the kitchen? Or the classroom?
I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I find you a little difficult to be around.
Thanks.
I know. I'm your student and you're just trying to watch out for me. But the way you look at me sometimes, it's like you're seeing right through me.
It's just because I'm staring at inappropriate areas, because in my defense, it's just a natural... Anyway. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. I know you don't mean anything bad by it, and I'm just self-conscious, I guess. The thing is, I don't have anything to call my own. No land, no birthright, no fortune.
Samesies.
No knowledge or battle skill. I think that's why I always clung to my popularity as a diva. Even after leaving the stage behind, I sort of kept up the act. When I look at you, it's like your eyes are accusing me. Telling me that you see right through it.
I do see straight through that cap of yours. She wears minimal clothes and you will be able to see through it. That's what I was saying. It's not my fault that you have the top of your coat opened up, and so we can see whatever that is, like behind. Anyway.
But that's what I mean when I say it's difficult being around you.
Right.
Hey,
I think it's difficult being around you.
Nuts, but maybe you could show me some kind of weakness of yours?
I have no weaknesses. I am the knight. Excuse me?
You know my biggest fear. If I know one of
These
yours,
dudes are such
maybe
upstarts.
I don't know. Vulnerable.
Wait, do we know your biggest fear? I've already forgotten it. Ah, curse my short-term memory. If it would really help, it's jaunty cap ankles.
Excellent. Well then, don't mind me.
Jeez, how many do you want?
Professor, I never hear any gossip about you. Of a romantic nature.
Because I'm already doing everyone, that's why.
You're not very experienced with romance. Maybe we should find out something.
Maybe we should. I mean, no.
Professor? What's with you? Why
Prof
aren't you
Gravis
reacting to
tracks
anything I'm
well.
doing?
Yeah. Anyone who knows they're murdered already. Why aren't you? Because, yeah, not for nothing. He's the professor. Yeah. Why aren't you reacting? Is it because you stole my hat?
Oh,
I just want you to know this.
Is your heart even beating? You're making me lose my confidence.
Yeah, unfortunately my heart doesn't beat. I'm a zombie. And you stole my hat. I had this hat first, and then it was you. Just saying. He doesn't see you that way, God! Actually, my heart isn't beating.
Don't be so silly. Huh? It really isn't beating?
I'm so glad half the jokes I make you can actually pick as dialogue options.
Is what I'd say if I were more gullible.
Ah,
You're just fooling
bitch.
around, Professor. I'm not sure how you did it, but that was a good one.
Because I'm hilarious. I don't just teach whatever I teach, Dorothea. I teach Jokes 101. And now we have nothing.
It is a perfect day to exert oneself.
Look at the horse.
No, this is impossible.
That is the duality of man. What a perfect day to exert oneself. Oh no, this is impossible.
We did it.
This game is fascinating, I must say. The setting is a monastery and all the students here. I know, but in all the other previous in the last two Fire Emblem games where people are hitting on each other, they're all like relatively they're kind of the same age here. Because he's a very young professor, I guess. Anyway, they're very old students, I would assume. But in the other games, you were like a soldier, and so everyone was a soldier of war, and you were hitting on each other, and not just everyone's a student and we're hitting on each other. And look at all of these skill gains. Yes, skill gain. Gain your skills.
My efforts were not in vain. Hope this is good for something.
Let's hope so. Good gumdrops. Now we will battle. We could battle. Everyone is A-okay. Correctamundo. Yeah, everyone's good. I think we'll go into the more support stuff. It's just Bernadette and Ferdinand. It's fine. Okay, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna quickly go into the nitty-gritty of everyone's skills. Because as you can see here, we're getting to the point where if some people have prowess over something, like what happens is people when they upgrade their skills, they get a new skill, like a new skill point you see on this left here, and then you can equip stuff which does different stuff. So axe prowess, you look at that by you level up your axe skill, and then you can get hit and evasion, that kind of thing. But you can only have a certain amount at one point. So we might want double leader, because double experience earned for battalion is quite nice. Eliar doesn't use a sword, so that's fine. When a foe initiates combat, unit still attacks first battalion. Oh, unit still attacks first. Ah, okay, that's very nice. And she doesn't use reason at all at the minute, so we will switch that out. Good. Plus 6 minor gamuts, that's very nice. Battalion Wrath. If foe initiate combat while battalion's endurances, plus 50% crit. Holy shit, yeah, that's cool. We don't need bow prowess, because you don't use a bow. Rally dexterity. Any kind of rallying is very nice for us. You don't need your axe prowess. You don't have anything. You don't have anything. Pass allows unit to pass through spaces occupied by foes. That is so nice. Yes, please. Allows unit to counteract adjacent foes. Oh, that's nice. Might Gambit, that's fine. Crit prowess and lance prowess. Okay, maybe we'll do authority then, because plus 5 health is very nice. Yeah, that's fine. You won't be using Gambit very often anyway. Okay, that's everyone. Good. I just want to make sure that was good. just so people are nice and dandy, and we will go to battle. You still only have one thing to battle with, that's fine. Okay, so you have quests to do. There were 13. Jesus. We can't exactly do that. What level are we? We're like level 7-ish. Maintaining your training. Taking more motion summon is a good way to keep your training. Head out in the battlefield to further hone your skills. Or head to Magdred Way and take down the bandits. New merchants will come to the monastery to sell their wares if they know. Ah, okay, we'll do this one. More merchants is more money, and more money is fantastic. I love money. I love capitalism. Terrain types is if it's okay, that makes no sense and is super dumb. I'm not even gonna finish it off. I was gonna make a terrain and if it's raining joke, but that doesn't even make any sense and it sounds stupid. I'm glad I have some kind of filter. Otherwise. Okay, replenish everyone's battalions. Good. We will also come back soon. Move around people's battalions because I think we want to get Bernadetta. You can change. You have D, yes, you can have archers, which I think is nicer. Who has? Does only have no people? No, it's fine. Stride. I think everyone else has all right people. Okay, good. Everyone looks fine on everything else. That's good. I shall save my progress. Maps. Is everyone picked for this? No, they're not. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll just have Anna to help out. Who's probably going to struggle a lot to get XP or something. To make sure we want you put Anna with Petra actually. So what it is, so you can set an adjutant, which is just someone that comes into battle with like another character, and they work as one person. And it's just an extra. They can like follow up on attacks, and they just give some extra nice buffs, which is quite nice. And because Petra has quite low health, I think it's the best way. We've got Sylvain with us today. Here he is. You can look at this guy. He's a cool kid. He's a ladies' man. He's a good guy. Down apparently. He's a good guy, is what they say. We will have to wait and see though. Well, we'll have it next to us though, on the front lines, but he'll be on the edge. We'll do this. Okay, I think we'll do... Oh, this is annoying. We like having our little wall, but when we're like this, it's going to be a weird wall. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be fine. Let's give a quick save, and then start le battle. Begin. Gosh, they're gonna force in battle. You got it. How many boyos are there? Well, that's a lot of boyos. God, that's a lot of boyos. Okay, let's set up the line of attack. Oh no, we might set up the line of attack as this.
Stay focused. I'm on it.
Yes. Spain can take 2 hits, can't he? He's a tough boy. Yeah, he is. He's a tough old boy. You probably wanted him in the forest, actually. That was a mistake. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. God, I love this song. I don't know why it always plays, and yet for some reason I'm never bored of it. But so good.
That's my cue.
That's my cue.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
I am Ferdinand von Ferdinand.
As you wish.
As you wish.
Sweet of you.
Sweet of you.
Battle.
Ugh. Battle. Who hasn't moved? Oh, Edelgard. Wait. Face me, I dare. Dodge it? Shit. It's fine. You're fine, Sylvain. Absolutely fine. Ugh. You're fine. He says, getting stabbed by all sides. Okay. Who do you want to start killing some boys? Okay, literally anyone. Whoever's closest can start killing. Well, let's start murdering. Well, we can't start murdering because you're a bit shit. Thunder can kill no one. Boron can kill though. Okay, we'll do that. Whoosh. That's a good whoosh.
Well, that's always nice.
Winning is always nice. We do love winning. Okay, maybe we should go for one of these. Ooh. Iron axe, steel axe, steel axe, an iron axe, helm splitter? Yeah. Helm splitter! Go! Nice.
What a jump.
What a chump. Have an iron. Good gob. Good gob. Good job, Caspar.
Do so much better.
Magic up? Don't know why you've got a magic up. That's fine. Talent level up as well. It's good. Move Edelgard up. To stab. Hey, buddy. What rhymes with we're looking like snacks. It's have my axe. Ho! Helm splittered.
Now you know your limits.
Now you know your limits. My limits are apparently making jokes. That's I can't make very many. Ah, it won't. That sucks. That's actually atrocious. Oops. Do 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 do.
Unexpected.
Okay. Linhardt can move like here-ish, which we will use to heal.
You're a big help.
Nice. And then we will have Big Boy himself. Where do we get hit from? Oh, over there. Okay, that's fine. Can we incite anyone over here? Nope. Okay, I see. We don't want to incite all these guys at once. That'll be a bit of a shit tactic. So we're just gonna wait. Boo doo doo doo. I love this song. It's fucking cool. Okay. Oh. We're gonna try and hit Edelgard, which is fine. Oh, I can throw a hand axe at him. Hat! Whoosh! Ah, I love that animation. It's such a cool animation. Oops. Can you hit with it over here? You can. Okay. We'll do that. 1 HP. Nice. Good. Can Petra hit anyone? No, it's fine. We will hold the line! You want to hit Casper, you want to hit Edelgard, you want to hit Van, that's fine. Hold the line. Oh, they're running. Oh, okay, one guy ran. Whoosh. Good whoosh.
I won't go down so easily.
Wonderful whoosh. I'm still sad you don't have your hat on. And I'm even sadder that you got a shit level up, but that's fine. Oh, nice dodge. Didn't dodge the second one, but the first one was a sweet dodge, so not complaining too much. Oh, Edelgard. Can hit for a lot, but he got hit for more, so it's fine. Ferdinand getting hit. Ah!
That was nothing.
Okay. That was the cool one. That was a 69% chance. You shouldn't miss those. They're practically 100%. It's fine. Okay, let's see who we want to... We want to get the kills. Level 9, 8, 8. Okay, so have you kill you.
Witness Bridget Pride.
Witness me!
You're in good form.
Thank you. Maya B. Okay, you've been close. Skill level up. Authority. Nice. Rally resistance is actually very nice. Good job. Javelin. You to kill? No. Okay, well I guess we'll just have you run away then. Run away. 59%. That's not very high. That's a 69%. And we know what that means. Guaranteed hit, baby! Of course.
You should be honored. Good
job, Ferdinand. Lovely stat gain. Lovely stat gain. Ah. Maybe greatness does await you. Possibly. Who really knows? I kind of do know it's wrong, but you know. You can't kill. Bernie, can you like not kill? Ah, you can. Okay, good. Iron bow. Yeah, iron bow you down. A whoosh. Nice. And then in heart can wind. Do 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 do.
Can't get ahead of myself.
Good. These guys are both gonna hit Casper again. Bastards. Man. Okay. They not hit in heart? Well, they can. It's just they don't want to. So hit in heart? Yeah, they can. Okay. Oh, we can attack with the Sword of Creation now because we're cool like that. We don't really want to, but we could if we wanted. If we really wanted to. Do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. And then we will do.
I shouldn't strain myself.
This heal. There we go.
You'll be repaid.
You're fine, Dorothea. You're fine. Oh, the boss is up. He's running. Oh lord, he's running. Caspar, getting hit again. That's fine. One. Okay. Fine. You're getting hit as well, Edelgard. That's fine. Ooh, getting hit a couple times. That's fine. And it's fine. I don't know if you guys know this, but it's fine. I know so because I've said it about 100 times by now. Petra's level 8, level 9. Okay. How far can you go? Can you... So you can go here. You can only hit you. You can't even kill. Annoying. People are hurt. They're very hurt. Could have Bernadetta take some damage. She could also kill some people. I don't really want her to kill anyone. Move over here and then put you down within 6. That would work. Nice work, Bernie. And then Petra can kill you.
One more success.
Good. Anna's leveled up. Good for you, Anna.
All in a day's work.
Good job. Level 6. Crazy. Right. We're never going to use you again, Anna, but it's a good thing you leveled up. I feel glad. Okay, you can't actually hit anyone. That's fine. Have some Dex, Linhart. I want to put... Oh, Ferdinand's going to get hit by everyone. That happens. Rally Petra. Okay. 9, 8, 9, 9, 9. 9, 9, 9. Okay. No one can hit our healers, right? Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm gonna heal Casper up. You're gonna heal Edelgard up. And Edelgard's gonna kill with the Iron Axe. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Whoosh! Ah, what a good whoosh. How close am I to... Oh, okay. That's not very close to leveling up. That's fine. And we will end. Fight us. Fight us now. I dare you. I double dare you. Ooh, okay, well, I mean, they are trying. Yep. 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 Good. Oof. Oof. Oh, Edelgard's feeling the pressure. Okay. We move. We'll probably want to kill you. Oh, we can't actually. Unless we use Ruptured Haven. Ha. Do do. Do 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 do. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll Ruptured Haven. Combat Arts. Ruptured Haven. Ready for this? Oh, we're going to use Sword of the Creator for the first time. Everybody, sit in your seats. Get ready for it. There it is. Ooh. Ooh. Fancy.
Each battle a chance to grow.
Very fancy. Very, very, very fancy indeed. Fancy play that was. Yeah, let's kill. Whoosh. Nice.
I thought I was dead.
I love that voice line. I thought I was dead. Good. Assist. Heal you. Good. Hey, level 9. I'm glad I'm keeping everyone relatively the same level.
Simple logic.
Simple logique. Do. 8, 8, 8. 78, 50. Okay. Maya, get you in 3. Get you within. Okay, good. Do it this way round. And Maya. Good.
You could have at least tried.
Woohoo! Nearly on level 9. A trade secret! Wow. And then it's just 3 left. 3 goons left. Okay. They coming to us, or do we have to come to them? Oh, they are coming to us. Very nice. I think we might just keep on skipping turns until they come closer, and then we will be the ones to engage. Okay, good. Because now we can have Petra. Okay, yeah. We can have Petra and Hubert kill off the boss. He missed! You always do this to me, Hubert! Every single time I ask you to do one thing, you always mess it up. Ah. Well, goddamn heartbreaking, you know that. Okay, well, we'll survey in here, because I don't actually need to give him any XP. You had one job, he's the only one who ever misses, I swear to God. Okay, well, we'll give Petra the kill on this guy. 15. Can you do 15 damage, Petra? Petri dish? 16 damage. Lovely. Okay, you can do 16 damage. So, we'll do this. Oh, wait, what? Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's 16. Nice! Whoosh! Ah, I can always count fucking Benedetta to hit everyone. 100%! That's why I like using arrows. Bows are so much more reliable than fucking magic and Hubert. Is he just like, do you think he's just casting spells with his eyes closed? It's like, look at me, I can do it on my own. No, you can't.
War feeds my body and mind.
Nice. Nice. Good prowess. Closing enough expertise, battalion level up. And some lovely gold. Now, everyone's level 9, aren't they? Everyone is level 9. Wow. That's fun. It's fun in the sun. We will not sword the creator, we'll just kill him normally. With our iron sword. Whoosh. Hit me, there. Oh, well, he did actually. I thought I was going to dodge it with a 47% hit chance. Good. Any level, whatever you are. We will have fucking Edelgard destroy this man. All of his hopes and dreams. We'll move up, I don't know, someone to get some relationship points with her though. Ooh, we can hand axe him. Boo doo doo doo. Do you think he picks it up after, like, we had to run back over to the place to pick it back up again? Okay, and a steel axe. Nice. Good job. I assume Edelgard probably got MVP this round. She did a lot of work. You gotta make me have a heart attack, Edelgard. Look at all those stat +1s. Lovely. Old hubby Hubie over there. Missing all the time. He's a bit. Oh, Petra got MVP. Never mind. Good for her. Good for her. Save my progress, please, game. Do we have another? We have yet another class to teach. Then we'll go to a seminar on the 24th, and then we'll. Do we want to do the final battle? I think that'll probably take too long. But on we might pick this up tomorrow. I might take a. I have to do some schoolwork, so I don't think I'll be doing a stream tomorrow. Goddamn uni work. Ugh. Leaving it to the last minute. That's why. That's why I have to take time off. Okay, lots of people to instruct. Oh, I have got 5 points, but only 4 people to teach. Oh man. What a shame. Right.
I am beginning.
Nice. What's your budding talent? Seal speed.
I feel like a new man.
I don't know what that means, Ferdinand, but I'm assuming it's probably alright. Ah. For some reason you have, faith. Should we just give everyone, like, a D skill and faith just so they can all use, they can all heal each other at any point in time? Yeah, why not? Okay, well, you didn't get there in time, that's fine. In heart, probably want to try and upgrade your authority. Authority.
Oh,
Hey, perfection. Right. Nice work, son.
How
praise. Praise. Praise be. Not a perfect. Whoa.
Right.
Look at these RNG rolls.
Not a total waste.
See, Linhart, you're so much better on those RNG rolls than fucking QB is. Good old hubby. Fucking failing all of the time. Yeah, I wouldn't believe it. Anyway. Good job, Dorothea.
Pretty well today.
Sure did. Now see.
I've grasped it. How lovely.
Lovely. How lovely. Have your reason up. Good job. More. Good. And then Petri dish. What do I want you to do? You do some authority. Nice.
Your guidance was greatly useful.
Thank you. My guidance is always greatly useful.
To grow.
And then, yeah, we'll just continue some authority, I guess. Perfection. I have understanding. I know you do. Good. And then we will group task it up with reading. Let's have Edelgard and Dorothea be busy mates. Why not? Let's give them some busy mate goals.
Teacher.
Focus on lance and riding skills to excel as cavalry class. You know what? Sure. Ooh, whose birthday do you think it's going to be on Thursday? It is? It's Leonie's birthday. You know what? Fuck it. Let's host a tea party for Leonie. There she is. I mean, she's trying to be busy mates with our dad, so we might as well, you know, scope out who she is, what she does. She's like a trainer. She trains a lot. She, sharp spiciness of ginger. She everyone likes ginger, right? Being a ginger, that's how it works. It's gotta be.
Me.
You're welcome. Offer some tea. Does she like it? Do you like bit? Do you like spicy tea? Do you like bitter tea? Oh, I need to talk again. Okay, so Leonie likes Gerald. She likes archery and training, and hunting and money. Hard racing memories. Someone you look up to. Someone you look up to. Someone you look up to because it's Gerald.
I see.
Oh, thank God. Because I could have been any one of those. Why is this always so stressful? This fucking tea time.
Yeah.
Likeable allies, monastery security, cute monks. No, likeable allies, right?
Really?
Fuck. It should have been the middle one. Ah. The existence of crests, hopes for your future dining part. Hopes for your future? Damn, I only got 2 out of the 3. Nice tea time. Ah, I'm annoyed.
Thanks for the tea. Invite me by again sometime.
I'll get it. Get it right there. Charm increased by 1. Cool. Oh, Leo's charm increased by 1 as well. Good for her. Saturday.
Let's finish this quickly.
Of course. After you.
How did you do, ladies?
Our results speak volumes.
How many volumes? A perfect volume. Ah, nice. Okay, cool. Good. Nice. Nice.
The
I can skip all
battlefield
those,
has
but I just
much
like
to
seeing all the little
teach.
bars go up.
I'm getting it.
I
Nice.
grasped it. How lovely.
How lovely. Then we will go to ein seminar. What seminar should we go to? Oh, thanks. Nice. You have allies who can take intermediate. Okay, do we? Oh, level 10, Edelgard. Oh, nice. Okay. What do you want her to be? Oh, we probably want her to be a lord, right? Look at that. Look at that fucking cool armor. Or a mercenary. I just want to look at all the cool armors. Well, if it is cool, yeah. We can show me a bunch of armor. She can barely look over the top of it. She does look cool, doesn't she? Whoa, the horses look fucking cool. She doesn't got any lancing or riding. A brigand because of axe. Archer. Mage if you wanted her to be a mage. A priest, which is only healing. Oh, that looks cool. Pegasus Knight is cool as well. Okay, so you can be an armor knight or a brigand. The lord looks the coolest though. Excels at swords. It'll change her strength down. And we kind of want her strength to be still up. We don't want it to be a dumb fucking armored knight though. Make her a brigand then. Or a brigand. Not brigand. Brigand. I think. Brigand is cool too, yeah. Looks cool. Okay. Take your test, lady. Little third gym. Yeah, cable going on. Looks cool. Actually quite cold for your shoulders bare though, so. It's all about the outfit really, yeah, it's true. Stat changes, who cares? Do you think we can be a lord? Can we see the outfits? We can! Wait, do we not get lord? Oh, is lord specifically a... Oh, I think lord is specifically for the like main house guys. So, because Edelgard was like queen of our house, you can... You can't even see his mouth. Maybe we want to be something cool. Like, I don't know. Everyone looks ridiculously in armor. Whoa, look at the brawler. Wow, what a unit we are. Mage. I like how different the mage looks. He's like a nice scholar. I think it's the glasses that do it. And then the brawler. Whoa, look at that hunk of man meat. Jesus. What a guy. This priest looks like, okay, fine. Cool. Barbarian in glasses. He's a smart barbarian. He was the barbarian who learned how to make fires. That's the thing. Okay, seminar. Swords? Faith? Lances again. Swords and bows. Swords and authority. What? We got D in swordsmanship? Wow. We suck. I think we're going to go lancing again because we want to get old Ashikins on our side and also Sylvain likes authority as well. So we get him on our side then. Teach your ways, Seteth. Teach me your ways. Cool.
I still
Good
have
job.
much to learn.
Battalion
The
advantage.
battlefield has much to teach.
Nice. Motivation increased by 50. It's a dude's birthday. Oh, is it? Well, we'll give... I'd host a tea party with to do, but it doesn't really matter because he can't be our friend because we haven't picked his household. If we do a Blue Lions playthrough, then we'll be able to talk to do a bit more. But for now, his glorious earrings are not for us. He did love the birthday flowers, though. Okay, good. So we will. We got some supports. We got a bit of time left on the stream. We'll route through these supports and we can end off. What have you got for me, 30 and Bernie? Sounds like a children's TV show.
Another fine day, alone in my room, and plenty of books to read.
That sounds quite nice, actually. Yeah.
Uh-oh. I have something to discuss with you.
Oh no, the biggest problem to any kind of introvert conversation.
What? I didn't do anything.
No need to be defensive. I am not angry.
I don't know. When you say I am not angry, sounds like possibly you could be. Yeah.
Just get it over with. What did I do?
You did not do anything wrong. Please listen. Look, just breathe, will you?
I wish I had someone to remind me to breathe every now and again. God, so squeaky.
I see that you are struggling. Please calm down.
Easy for you to say.
Like I just can't
I wanted to discuss how you are always hiding in your room.
Uh-oh.
It seems like something must be troubling you, for you to shut yourself away like that.
Yes, you are at the very minute the trouble. Things never to say to an introvert. Yeah, I know, right?
Something
Jesus.
is the matter. Maybe I can help. But you need to tell me what it is first.
You are the matter at the minute, Ferdinand. Always butting into other people's problems.
I'm breathing out. You fixed me. Can I go?
Do you not realize that life is passing you by?
Oh, God,
To
Ferdinand.
venture beyond this reclusive lifestyle?
God, who are you? Her dad?
There's
Jesus.
a whole world waiting for you out there. The social life of a noble is actually rather...
Just stop it. I'm not interested.
Whoa, whoa, Bernie's mad. She's gonna start throwing hands.
Bernadetta, this is unhealthy behavior.
Ugh, unhealthy behavior.
I beg you to take my hand.
Yeah, there you go. Crystallize it. That's the best lifestyle.
And carry you, and neither of us will...
What if I actually like being alone? Is that so hard to imagine? It's none of your business.
Whoa.
Get lost.
Man. I love it when the very small moments where Bernadette actually stands up for herself, and it's only when people question her lifestyle that she's like, get out of here.
Oh no.
Whoa, did she actually sock... Wow, did she actually throw a punch?
Ouch.
Whoa.
Sprained my wrist.
Catch these hands, Ferdinand.
No. Now you've done it, Bernie. Now you're his eternal rival.
Not eternal rivals, forced to fight eternally.
I do not wish to hurt you. Actually,
No, I'm done for. You'll be the death of me for sure.
It's so good. No, but you establish dominance like a boss, yeah. But it'll be such a good, like, protagonist, like a tragedy play. She's so good at monologuing of, like, her death from everything.
Come back later.
Good job, buddy. You drove the mean man away. Edelgard, Dorothea has 2 things with Edelgard and Linhardt. Let's see what old Dorothea likes.
Hey, 80. Uh-oh, you're scowling again.
Uh-oh.
You're going to get wrinkles all over that cute face of yours if you don't smile more.
Hello, Dorothea. I was just lost in thought.
Did you see how Edelgard just kind of turned without, like, keeping herself completely stiff? Very impressive. Like Rana.
Think of them makes my head ache.
Actually, smiling causes wrinkles too. Yeah, that's such a... Like, why does that happen? Why does smiling make you... cause you to get wrinkles? It's like, are you having fun? Well, not anymore.
The nobles of the Empire are utterly useless. When I am Emperor, I intend to appoint only those who can actually be useful. It doesn't matter if they're of noble or common birth.
Wow, look at you, Edelgard, going and preaching about equality and whatnot.
Common, eh? Can you really do that?
I mean, not that I don't agree. I'd make all those nobles vanish if I could.
Fire killing or magic killing.
It's not a question of can or cannot. All that matters is doing it and doing it right.
Those are some lines you can take home for yourself. Put it on a backdrop of like stars and an inspirational quote. It's not a question of can or cannot. All that matters is doing it and doing it right.
The nobility system has only been around for 1,200 years. The concept didn't exist before that.
Only 1,200 years, huh?
1,200? Is 1,200 years just not a thing you people say?
You always say such
1,200?
preposterous and extraordinary things, Adie. Yet somehow you actually make it work for you. It's like you're a character from an opera.
Man, tell that to Benedetta.
A character from an opera? If an opera is made about my life someday, I wonder how I'll be portrayed.
With much less clothes on, I would assume.
The revolutionary who guided the empire to a new dawn, or the foolish ruler who took her revolution too far?
Oh yeah, or something like that.
Well, that all sounds pretty violent. But either way, it would make an incredible opera.
Do you think there's any non-violent opera? They just kind of like have a picnic in the woods and that's it.
Strife? Or would you prefer a somber political drama? Hail the mighty Edelgard, the red blood stains her story.
Whoa, 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 whoa! These pipes are clean, and therefore you must sing to your heart's content. Where was this from Cass? In The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, where was this from Cass? We get Dorothea singing in a side story event for support, and Cass, an integral part to most side quests, can't even sing one word. She's even singing more!
She will lead us all to glory. To a brighter dawn we shall carry on. Hail Edelgard!
I hope you two were putting your hand over your heart, saluting to the Empire. Empire Strikes Back.
I'm starting to feel more than a little embarrassed.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. If anyone sung a song about me, I'd be running out of there immediately. Do not do anything like that.
Lovely as
Thank
your
God.
voice is, let's just hope that any operatic productions about me are still a ways off.
Yeah. Giggling to yourself, Dorothea, with your songs of destiny. And the last support of the day.
I do believe a nap is in order.
Naps are always in order.
This is lovely.
The order is nap, nap, and nap. That's the order.
Feel that breeze.
I like how you're saying that under your breath right behind Linhart.
Dorothea, whatever are you doing here?
That Linhart face seems like it should be a meme. Of like, someone says something, you're just very very unimpressed. You just use that face.
I was thinking of relaxing here, but
That's a lady.
Someone else is lounging in my spot already. Taking a nap in public like this? Really, Lynn. The nobles look down on such behavior.
You do know I am of noble birth.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just teasing. You never do act very noble, though. Why is that?
Whoa, whoa, calling out
Each
my
person
boy
must follow their own
Linhart.
way. This is how I prefer to live.
Napping all of the time.
Even if some of the more pretentious nobles like to poke fun at my ways.
Doesn't that bother you? I mean, really? It doesn't hurt your pride or anything?
What use is pride? It doesn't feed nor clothe you. It offers no warmth on a cold night.
Poetic.
First time I've heard a noble say something like that.
Well, most nobles are... oh, what is the polite way to say it? Fools. Yes, they are fools. As for myself...
what is the word? Yes, fools. You are
fools.
fools.
The Minister of Domestic Affairs, and he has pride enough for the both of us.
I don't know why, but whenever someone says fools, like you're a fool, it always seems like it should come out of like some kind of supervillain. Or it's always like a villainous like god or something saying, "You mortal fools."
For example, did you know he and the Minister of Military Affairs cannot get along, although they value each other greatly? His pride gets in the way, so he can't make amends. That is why there is discord between civil ministers and military officers in the Empire. And so pride serves no good purpose in politics either. So tell me, what use is it?
I wonder if bad blood between civil and military leaders is somewhat unavoidable. The Minister of Domestic Affairs is in charge of all civil officials, so if they just give in easily, their subordinates would lose respect, right?
Not gonna lie, guys, but you guys talking about politics, about a made-up... I don't even care about politics in real life, let alone...
I get the feeling that if your pride isn't equal to the responsibility you bear, then you aren't fit to lead. Also, I happen to think pride can be quite charming.
And how necessary is charm? It just gets in the way of living your life.
I don't know about that, Linhart.
If you lack charm, nobody will give you a second glance.
Right, which means more time for napping.
You know what? It's a good way to spin. It's a good spin off of that. If no one pays attention to you, then it means more time for sleeping.
Lynn, you can't really believe what you're saying, can you?
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, what we're going to be doing next time, probably on Monday, is we're going to be doing the DLC. So there's, for this game, the DLC, and the DLC adds in characters which come out at a later date, but they have a side story they can do beforehand, which unlocks them, I think. And you're recommended, or I've seen it, I looked it up, and you're recommended to do it between like chapter 5 and like chapter 10, I think. You can do it whenever, but I'm going to do it, I think we can do it around there. So we're going to be doing the side story kind of DLC chapters on Monday, and then we'll be continuing the main story, which I think will lead to us trying to take back a what are they called again? A holy weapon, one of those relic weapons, some holy arms from some goons, basically. We're gonna kill off people, basically. We like killing, and that's what we're gonna be doing. It's always about killing. But in any case, I'd like to thank everybody here for watching, for chatting, for being there. I very much appreciate it, and I will see you guys when I see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.